stream. So I'll go and do that real quick. But as I'm getting it set up, and it will only take just a quick meowment. But yeah, quick reminder that once again, this is Conquest Dark. We did get a review key for this game through Keymailer. Or no, not through Keymailer. This one is through Lurkit, I believe. Yes, this one is through Lurkit. And it looks like a pretty sick game. Again, I haven't actually played it myself yet. But I have watched some gameplay of the game. It looks really solid. I think Shake streamed it at one point. I know he has it. And I want to say I saw him streaming it at one point. But it's gotten very good reviews, and I'm very excited to try it out, especially because we've played a couple of really good Survivors-like games over the past couple of months. It's kind of bizarre because I've yet to actually play Vampire Survivors, you know, the game that kind of started this new genre of games. So a little bit absurd that I'm kind of doing these things in strange orders, but there's this enormous mass of very impressive and cool and unique spins on that kind of genre. So I'm excited to play yet another one. Even though this one is in early access, it's gotten very good reviews, and it just looks really solid. Looks really sick. That's good enough for me, honestly. It's good enough for me. Do you put one of those squeaky, squeezy chicken... Yeah, the ones that goes like... One of those things? Because that would be very fun. That would be very fun. Yes. Yes, stick it in mouth first, then when I fart, it makes a funny noise every time. Did you ever play mainstream games? Very good question, Chuck. I do tend to play weird shit. The most mainstream thing I've played in recent memory was Star Wars Outlaws. We did get a review key for Star Wars Outlaws that I played a few weeks ago, and that was really good. That was about 2 weeks ago, and that was a very good game. I want to go back and play more of it for sure. That's an Ubisoft published game, and Ubisoft is for sure a AAA developer. But that was kind of a rare outlier because yeah, I do tend to play weird indie early access games. That's I'm always drawn to the weird shit, man. I love the weird shit. That's how I've always been. That's how it tends to be in cases like this. But anyway, friends, I think we're all set. This is Conquest Dark, and yeah, the first thing I noticed when we got into the main menu here is that this is of course a Survivors-like game, and when I see this kind of overlay, my first thought is like, oh, is this a strategy game? What the heck? But I think it'll all become clear once we dive in. It's of Karathia. We have to defeat bosses, complete rituals, be a badass, eat bad guys' faces, rip the heads off of zombies, punt them off of cliffs, I'm sure. So I'll confess I'm not sure what these things mean. I think these are things you can find in this area. Oh, right, and there's 2 playable characters. I think that's what this is getting at. There's 2 playable characters, hence the, like, Skull 1, Skull 2, I think. I'm sure more will be made clear to us soon. Also, I'm going to assume mouse and keyboard is acceptable. Alright, so I know I've got bad news. If you were really, really hoping to see some pixels, some, like, weird, low polygonal nudity, it's true, I did not go out of my way to enable the nudity setting. I know, hold your tomatoes. You're going to be throwing rotten tomatoes at me. I know, hold the tomatoes. Hold the rotten fruits and veggies. Be nice. I'm very sensitive. So I left the mostly default settings. We got hunters, and then barbarians. I don't know the difference, but hunters sound well-rounded. Barbarians sound hilarious and like big and strong. Attack speed, rerolls, critical hit chance, solar damage. I'm guessing that means like spellcaster. Attack speed sounds good. Let's do barbarian fella. Let's do barbarian fella. So we can get him. Oh, okay. There's equipment proficiency. There's equipment proficiency if we want to make him inevitably big with heavy armor and shields. Lots of health. Do I give him a bow with survival and that kind of stuff, projectiles, or do I say good with two-handed weapons, savage tactics, and less bleed? If we're gonna make a big muscular man who's like got a lot of health, let's give him even more health and more armor. So we start with 100 health. Well, except in our case we have more because we gave him bonus health. We have 10 lives though, so we're a cat +1. Okay, if you lose all your health, you lose 1 life and you gain a bleed stack, and that reduces your health by 1%. Okay, per second. Okay, makes sense. You slowly bleed out. You can't remove the bleed stacks, but you can strengthen your defenses to mitigate the effects. Sounds good. Building defenses is just as important as increasing damage. Oh, come on. Where's the fun in that? I feel like in games like this, I tend to just kind of W key with the offense. But sure, I guess I have to be, like, reasonable and smart and not just be a complete dumbass. But where's the fun in that? Anyway. Anything else? If you're already bleeding... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I already read that part. Anything else? Yeah, just avoid losing lives together. Makes sense. Look at your resistances, maximum health, dodge chances, dodge charges. Oh, that probably means, I'm guessing, like, when you use, like, the space bar to dodge, it takes a while to recharge, maybe. But look at movement speed. If you're bleeding out, you can mitigate the effects by checking the reduced bleed rate attribute, I suppose. Also, health regeneration, chance to gain a healing soul, I guess, like, chance to, like, gain health on kill. Right, so kills are automatic. Right? Are you gonna take a swing? Okay, there we go. Alright, we got something. Here we go. Loot acquired. Do I want one cool blade or do I want two really cool blades? My gut tells me lots of really cool blades. More damage to elites, but better crit chance. Elites probably are going to be scarier. So, but this one's way faster. This one's way faster. And our guy already has an elevated attack speed. So, sure. Okay. And then if I... So, there's the dash. How many times do I... Oh, there's the dodge charge, I see. Or the dodge charge, rather. Level up! Yeah, it's a little arrow on the side there. So we get... So, resilience. Damage taken staggered. Damage taken reduced per life lost. The number going up. I'm assuming this means resist damage, right? Yeah, damage reduced per life lost. Yeah, damage taken staggered. I'm not sure. This first one's a little bit odd to me. 25% damage taken staggered. Don't they mean like 25% less damage taken while you're staggered? That's what I'm assuming. Also, Berserk Rage. Attack speed per life lost. Damage increase per life lost. Okay, well, if I don't want to lose any lives. Attack reach, attack arc. That sounds kind of cool. Yeah, this one's awesome right from the get-go. Now, this is our first ever run. We're probably going to get got. But usually the way this game happens is like when you die in a game like this, it's usually because you're getting overwhelmed. It's not that you had like one unfortunate situation. So if I invest into saying, yes, make me stronger the closer I am to like dying and losing the run, is that by that point the tidal wave has already overwhelmed me. Like if I'm saying, yes, I want like extra help when things get scary. Usually when things get scary, it's already too late. It's like there's no turning that tide around. So instead, I'll just say, let's make things nicer for us to delay that tide hitting us for as long as possible. To me, that seems like the better way to do it. We got Shockfire. What's up, buddy? Yeah, super fast with good crit chances. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, that's more chances to proc with the good stuff. In my mind, I'm thinking like, well, if I already have really fast attacks, can I lean into even more faster attacks? Also, some projectiles, perhaps. Throwing axes at random enemies. Or slam the ground in front of you. So the random enemies one could be cool. It says it costs energy. I wonder what my energy is. It's probably another bar that I can't see right now necessarily. Enemies, yeah. Yeah, so that, I mean, that would be good for close quarters. And our guy is a close quarters kind of guy. Oh, I think that's the energy, yeah. So every so often, our guy will do that ground pound. It's kind of more of a shockwave than it is a ground pound. It almost looks like it's like the end of a combo. That's kind of cool. This is an auto swinger. It is. It is an auto swinger. Check it. Check it. Look, man. Look, mono hands. So, yeah, really good against those big scary guys. Now this is a big, well, not big scary guys, big scary groups. That is a big scary guy. I got armor. So I want to get heavy armor if possible. What's up, Mr. Game and Browse? What's up, Aaron? Bomber friend time. Let's do the old switcherino. New keyboard Chalkfire. That's exciting, bud. Except it's not arrived yet. What the heck? Yeah, probably tomorrow. Shock value. Can I be extremely nosy at shock value and ask what kind of keyboard you got? Because I do love getting to hear about like new computer parts. What's up, Whale? Trust in the post office. Actually, I've had pretty good luck with the post office. I've had much better luck with the post office than I have with like UPS or FedEx personally. Aaron says I got, yeah, says I got it, man. The last one might have got. That's a fair point. It very well could have. It very well could have, yeah. Especially like sometimes I will miss a redemption. You're more than welcome to flag me down and say, hey, Alex, you owe me. You owe me, motherfucker. Does it say heavy armor? It does say heavy armor. I feel like I should probably go for this one. Resistances, all that jazz. Also, this one's going to look cool, and that's more important. Also, since nudity is a setting in this game you can enable, it would be entirely possible to have, like, a cool armor, a cool helmet, and a really cool cuirass, and gloves, and gauntlets, and even booties, and just be full swing and dong all over the place like it's no one's business. Critical hit damage, critical hit chance. I feel like I should go for the critical hit chance because just like shock value pointed out, that's good for going fast. Probably good for going fast, which is what we will inevitably be doing. All right, down. It does seem like you heal fairly generously. Also, I'm trying to find those little morsels. Every once in a while, a little nugget of something will drop. I'm trying to find those little morsels whenever possible. They don't seem to get like gravitated towards you automatically. But I'm sure those are like meta progression nuggets you're picking up. There might be something later to that will allow those to get drawn to you automatically. Aaron says, "I'm inside your walls, Alex. I'm inside your house. I'll just show up at your yeah. Yeah, I will just arrive suddenly." Alex, you have ignored my bomber friend redemption. It's too late for you. Nothing personal, kid. Teleports behind me. It's too late for you, Alex. Can you equip a weapon on the donger? Now that would be some next level shit. Just wrap it around the handle, like the hilt, and just tie it off so you're just like kind of swinging it around like a little sword or something. Well, maybe not that little of a sword. Got some sheets, Whale? Or you have some sheets in your future, rather. That does sound exciting. I'll be curious to hear what kind of stuff you end up getting if you do a sheets run. Just trying to sheets yourself. Get the MK870. The Mortal Kombat 870. Get a different kind of a series of keycaps. Gotcha. Okay. The number 2 key. Oh, that's weird. Yeah. Okay. Going for something else then. Yeah. Drop control board. I'll confess, I've never heard of that one. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, one of the keys is being weird. Which is sometimes how it goes, unfortunately. Which is how it goes sometimes. Go for this one. Even more reach. Even a greater reach to better reach around any bad guys that would otherwise wish to do me harm. The first, like, gamer keyboard I ever owned, and this is not me shitting on this company and saying, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, don't buy from these guys, company bad, because, like, anybody could have a lemon, you know, sometimes it's just bad luck, and I'm convinced that's what my instance was. But I had a Razer keyboard as my first, like, gamer keyboard. And when I say gamer keyboard, I mean, like, not a keyboard that costs, like, $10 at Walmart. Like, I think it was mechanical. I think it was mechanical. Actually, no, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't mechanical. This was, like, 2011. This was 2011, so mechanical keyboards were around, but not, like, necessarily as prevalent. So it was some kind of Razer keyboard. It was, like, 80 bucks, maybe. 70, 80 bucks. And yeah, individual keys just started to stop working about like a year after I bought it. And I looked up the manufacturer warranty. It was a 1-year warranty, so it was like just past the 1-year mark, unfortunately. So I couldn't get a refund on it. And yeah, it was kind of seemingly random keys. You would expect the WASD keys to be the ones first to crap out, but it was like, I don't know, it was a couple in the left hand, a couple in the right hand, a couple of the number keys just started just kind of fucking out a little bit. And yeah, that was like, all right, well, that's just kind of it for me. And then I bought a $10 Walmart keyboard, and that was my keyboard for like 8 years, and it still works. It still works. So, I don't know, keyboards can kind of be a bit of a toss-up, honestly. Looks a little bit like Exanima with the walking cycle. That's a game I really ought to play. I think I would like that one a lot. I've seen Alice play it. That one looks awesome. Get that chicken sandwich with some mott sticks. Oh, mozzarella sticks on the chicken sandwich? Is that legal? Is that allowed? That's impressive. That is very impressive. It is a 2, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a number 2 key. It's a 10 keyless. Okay, yeah. Well, that's an unfortunate shock value, but it sounds like you've got it sorted out, which is good. We got Gas. What's up, bud? Razer makes weird phones. Oh, that one took me a second. I was like, wait a second. Razer makes phones? I was like, wait, we're talking Motorola Razer, aren't we? What the heck? That took me a second. Longer than it should have. Yeah. No, I mean, I know people that say their mouses are very good. Razer makes good mouses. And I think the one keyboard I had was just a lemon. I think it was just luck of the draw. I've heard of other people having plenty of good experiences with their keyboards. Apparently their headphones are pretty cool. Razer is known for like generally pretty cool quality. But like making like high quality stuff, but I don't know, it seems like I don't know so much about the quality control necessarily. I said mouses, didn't I? I did say mouses. I'm in this weird thing where like, you know, there's this new, maybe not new, but this new attention on certain words where the unique pluralization is not always the grammatically correct one. You'll know about octopuses instead of octopi, that kind of thing. So I feel like that has like broadened my brain slightly, and every once in a while I'll let slip a mouses or a mooses, that kind of shit. So yes, mice is the proper term, obviously. Mouses, what a chump. LEDs start to go out for you though. But yeah, you get the marinara sauce and the mozz sticks on the sandwich. That's awesome. So yeah, so Aaron knows what you're talking about. And onion rings. I have had the onion rings. On like a sandwich. Yeah, the old fat boy sandwiches. So Razer, the peripheral company, has made phones. I thought we were making a Motorola Razer joke, and we're saying like, oh yes, 2003 wants their phones back. I thought that was the angle, man. Oh man, I'm out of the loop. Holy shit. I had no idea that Razer made phones. I'm impressed by their boldness. I'm impressed that they like wanted to. But it seems like an odd market to try to enter. Terrible performance degradation, yeah. Battery started to, ooh, don't like that. I don't like that. Eat you some tomato soup, yeah, man. He says, here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like, yeah. It's the snake thing and everything, yeah. The snake emblem, yeah. Razer, absolutely the peripheral company made some phones. That's wild. It's called the Razer phone. What a unique name for this. I'm legitimately surprised I never heard about this. Goes to show how well I keep up with peripheral news and the like. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Motorola Razer. That's where my brain went. Had the RGB, the glowing stuff on the phone. It's cool that they tried it. It just seems like an odd market for them to enter because phones are not an easy market or a cheap market to enter, as far as I know. So, I mean, I guess that must mean Razer, at least at one point, was doing exceptionally well if they felt so bold. But like, man, it's an awfully bold thing to jump for, I suppose. So I guess at least they tried something different, but a shame it didn't work out super well. So I don't know. I'm not gonna like say that like they're a bad company or anything. I'll just say the one experience I had was a fairly negative one, but that one had some cool bells and whistles. That's pretty neat. Yeah. So it wasn't like all a wash, obviously, but the degradation is unfortunate, and the spicy pillow thing. Granted, that happens to plenty of phones. I think any phone, if it lives long enough, will begin to inflate with some spicy air, so that's just how it goes. Mercifully, it's actually, that's never happened with any phone I've owned. I'm like, I can't help but pick up my phone. I'm like kind of holding it up. It's like, all right, I don't see any odd contouring happen yet, so I think I'm in the clear, but I know the signs to watch for. Got the S24. I think mine's an S20. I think this one's an S20, so I'm pretty far behind, relatively speaking. I think I got it in like 2022, I want to say. Yeah, a bucket of features but no vision. Yeah. I mean, I admire it. I admire it for what it is, if nothing else. But yeah, as far as making it like long-term, like tenable, the lack of a vision would definitely do it. But I don't know. I mean, you know, fortune favors the bold, right? Sometimes you just gotta fucking send it, right? By the way, let's take a look here. We got, I mean, you can't have a barbarian without whirlwind, obviously. 1 second, deal a whole bunch of damage to random nearby injured fellers. Or just spin around, dealing a bunch of damage per second, every 0.25 seconds. Sure, that sounds fun. Oh, and yeah, it's just going automatically, I see. So now we got the spin to win. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, thinking more about, like, yeah, a peripheral company going into phones. Like, are they going out of the lane? You know, should they have stayed in their pocket? Maybe. I just think, like, muscling their way in. You got Samsung, you got Sony, you got Google, you know, all these other companies. Obviously, Apple, that's a big one, too. That's such a weird market to try to muscle your way into. It just seems like a great way to just throw money away, but I don't know. Maybe they had a vision, maybe, and they wanted to try it, maybe. But with Android, just fucking send it, man. I forgot about that. Yeah, you used to have Androids. This must have been a while back. Just try every brand. Asus made a phone too? Damn, I had no clue. How long ago was this? Was this like... This must have been a while ago. I'm guessing like 5-10 years or so ago. Because, yeah, I get the impression that, yeah... no, I don't have the impression. I know for sure you're an iPhone user now. Because I'm the only holdout, I think. I think I'm the only holdout of our group that's still an Android guy. By the way, do I have heavy options? I do not have heavy options. Maybe all bracers are about the same. If I go Stalker or Savage. Actually, no, it's not quite the same. I could say all damage and good resistances. Chance to spawn a healing soul. Critical hit damage. I'll just say all. Ooh, this one is all damage and chance to deal to spawn a fella. Let's go with that one. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Yeah, Asus made a phone. That's crazy to me. Yeah, I don't know. I always have, like, in cases like this, I have multiple reactions, and some of them is like, you know, good on them for trying something different, but I don't know how they think that was gonna go for them. I haven't had any new little morsels drop in a minute, by the way. This is what's kind of nice about playing games like this, though, is that usually there's like enough kind of downtime when you're just kind of grinding away at killing the bad guys and doing your thing. You kind of have a moments in time where you can get caught up in chat and just kind of talk about whatever, versus being hyper focused in on the gameplay situation. Probably attack speed would be good. Attack speed might be nice. I like that it actually shows what your current statistic is, all things considered. So my overall attack speed is elevated through a couple of things we've invested into. So that's kind of cool. Chance to spawn a healing soul, we saw that earlier. That 5% came from the wrappers we're wearing. So the idea of not having to guess, like, what's my current stat at? Like, oh, let's see, I picked up that one thing that gave me a 5% boost. Do I still have that one? Those kinds of situations. That was really one of my major issues with... Not really issues, but major nitpicks against Dead Zone Rogue. It really had very little of that kind of conveyance to you. So it's kind of on you to, like, memorize or just pay attention, really hard attention to what you'd previously equipped and taken as far as, like, perks and that kind of thing. Here, the game kind of has that conveyance handled for you already, which is very nifty. So I appreciate that a bunch. Also appreciate things are heating up. We're getting some more of the dudes, and of course more of the spicy boys in particular. We're getting like guys that have a little bit of armor. These guys are wearing helmets. They have physical weapons they're holding, and not just naked skeletons walking towards us slowly. So this whole situation with the androids was about 5 years ago. Okay. So it sounds like you probably made the switch to iPhone then, like, relatively recently, then sometime within the last 5 years. What was that jump like, jumping from iPhone to Android? Because I know of a lot of people that would, like, they would pick one, they would pick iPhone or Android, and they would be miserable and they would hate it. But they would be like, man, I'm too far gone though. If I try to, like, get used to a different kind of phone ecosystem, it's Jover for me. And maybe it's different per person. And I don't know if I would be that way. I like to think I'm a relatively tech-minded enough person I'd be able to kind of figure it out, but... Oh, the spikies seem scary. I'm gonna guess those spikies are this guy. Are you making the spikies happen? Oh, it's 1 health bar per piece of armor. Look at that. We have to make him naked and then kill him. Boner Colossus has been defeated. And when you kill the Boner Colossus, you're allowed to wear pants. Then and only then are you allowed to wear pants. So definitely more resistances for sure. Resistance piercing chance, critical hit chance. Critical hit chance would be nice. Oh, but look at that. Primary attack ability damage. That's pretty impressive. That's just our swinging of the weapon, though. And there might not be a ton of that necessarily. Ooh, movement speed. All resistances. All damage, baby. Oh, baby. That's pretty enticing. That's pretty enticing. I might have to go with the like What do you think they're cutoffs, or are they jorts maybe? It's a fascinating market, man. Go for the red hydrogen one. I don't think I've heard of that one. The windmills of devastation. I'm enjoying the windmills as well. Windmills of devastation. That's a good way to describe it. I'm just going to assume the spikes were from... Oh, here we go. New enemy type. New enemy type just dropped, boys. The spikes were from Big Skeleton Man. Now that Big Skeleton Man is donezo. Yeah, they are slapping me a little bit, though. Here we go. We got to pick up some of these morsels now. I like the pushback. The knockback, rather. We're kind of leaning on the whirlwinds a little bit more because these guys attack a lot faster. These guys attack a lot faster than the skeleton fellas. They're actually doing damage to me. Leap and land. Dealing damage to all dudes nearby, or an improved dash. Oh, this is a movement ability. I see, I see. So this is something we actually can use offensively. Just once you get into it, then it's fine, right? You don't really need the Android. Right, now I'm not doing anything special that needs the Android ecosystem either. I mean, you know, personally, I'm just not a big fan of Apple in a lot of senses. So personally, it's am I on a vendetta against them? No, I wouldn't, you know, not necessarily. I know people that are, you know, very, very outspoken with, you know, certain opinions, for better or for worse, but there's at least some part of me that just kind of, I never, like, am bothered by other people using their services or their products. It's just kind of a personal thing for me. And the way they typically encourage, not even encourage, the way that they limit certain aspects of their products being utilized in certain manners. I don't know. The closed ecosystem, I mean, the lack of, like, any sort of customization for their hardware, that kind of thing. And granted, a lot of Android manufacturers aren't much better in that regard, but still, it's a hard one to kind of, like, go all in on. It's something I have to, like, be something I have to get past for sure. Solid camera and solid battery. Yeah, they do both those things, no question. No question at all. Don't want more movement options. Probably not a bad idea. There might get a point where that gets a little bit spicy. I'll go ahead and take some resilience too. The wording of that one's a little bit odd. Because the way they phrase the resilience makes it sound like you take more damage in certain circumstances. What I think they mean is damage reduction by that percentage. But yeah, it's a little bit weird how they phrase it. My guy's getting tickled by a lot of things. A lot of good tickling happening right now. I'm trying to, like, hit them in, like, in a way that is safer for me to do so without me getting slapped too hard. Again, I'm trying to, like, make sure I'm cleaving back around to pick up the fun little fellers, the fun little nuggets, the fun little what I'm assuming are meta progression nuggets. Trying to snag those things. I'm assuming the red things that are being dropped are also experienced. The green ones are definitely experienced, but I'm assuming the red ones also experienced. The Red Digital Cinema is a camera company. Oh, okay. Phone-oriented, or I'm sorry, a cinema-oriented phone. It sounds cool, but it did not go so well. That's a shame. I'm not terribly surprised. I'm not terribly surprised, but I guess that is just kind of how it goes. Was this their first foray into phone development? Oh, these are archers. Thought they were stuck for a second. Was this their first foray into phone making? Because, yeah, if this was their first ever phone, I'm not maybe horribly surprised that it didn't go super well at the very start. But, you know, it's kind of same idea or same kind of general feeling about the whole Razer going in on phone making. It's like, at least they tried something different, you know, something outside the norm. Respect the boldness to try it, even if it didn't work out for them. Their first and only attempt at a phone. Well, as long as it didn't bankrupt them, as long as it didn't just send them into the nether realm of like, oh god, we leaned too hard into this new thing and now it's corrupted us forever and nobody's gonna buy our products and we have this horrible association. As long as it didn't, like, fuck them up, then I suppose all's well that ends well. Savage or Stalker boots. Everything's medium, of course. Bonus health, movement speed, resistance stuff. Yeah, I mean, primary attack ability sounds nice, but I think we're not doing as much of the primary attack ability because these guys we're fighting are very fast. So I'm going to say more movement speed for sure, resistances for sure. The bonus health is tempting, actually. Might do the bonus health instead of the resistance. Piercing chance. Let's do this one. So yeah, we're taking more damage just by virtue of us fighting these dudes a little bit faster. Thankfully, I'm kind of glad we took that ability that has that cool shockwave ability. There's one nice benefit that I didn't realize is that it does a cool knockback. And that's good, because there's a lot of things to try to control. A lot of crowds to control. Oh, new fella. New fella just dropped. Jumping rope. Oh, boy, he's got a jump rope. Oh, he's got 2 jump ropes. Ouch. Oof, I wish I would have taken the better dodge, or the more dodges. Actually, I think as long as I don't hit the spikes at the end, I think we're okay. I think that's what I'm over. Yeah, I think I was overanalyzing this. Just stay in the middle. Just keep spinning around him. Yeah, the spikes, the chains themselves can't get you. It's just the spiky boys. And just like that, Lord Commander Urinal is... Oh, wait, no, he's got 5 health bars left. You can see each individual piece of health he still has. We're just ringing around the rosy right now. Just lassoing him around. He's the AT in Star Wars, the one where they have to go around the legs to tie them off with the cables, trip them over. Same kind of idea here. Crit chance go up, power ability damage. Ooh, power ability damage does sound nice. I do like the idea of getting more into Bloodthirst, but this one could be quite nice. Yeah, he's not actually able to attack us. He's just spinning around. He's just spinning to winning. I'm spinning to winning. Oh, he finally figured me out. The jig was up. Oh, only for a moment, though. The other guy was a lot larger. This dude, I almost didn't notice him at first, because he's about the same size as all the other fellers. But the chains were the thing that gave it away. So a harness. Still no cuirass, I don't think. I guess a harness to wear a cuirass. In my country, in my home country, we just call this a bra, but sure. Not one to judge. This one is heavy armor, by the way. I feel like I should do the heavy armor one, because we definitely spec into doing better with heavy stuff. Alright, so it looks like the enemies that are spawning are just maybe faster versions of what we just had. Just fine. When we killed the skeleton fella, it started spawning like a whole new archetype of baddies. Are we the baddies? I'm assuming the green numbers are just like damage that was really good. That was really good damage you just did, Alex. Oop. There we go. So far, there's just a lot of them. I should be keeping my eyes out more for the fun little doodads to pick up. Trying to find the doodads. The doofathers. Yeah, those little tablets. Here's another one here. Apparently, at some point, I picked up 3 red thingies. I'm not sure when that happened. Probably when I killed some of those bosses. Or, let's be real, those are probably mini bosses. Those probably aren't, like, big deal bosses. Those are probably small deal bosses. The movement speed... Or, I'm sorry, not the movement speed. The movement charges might not be a shabby idea. Attack speed, increase per life lost. Increase per life lost, yeah. Let's do... Like I should go ahead and get this. At some point, it was a thing I was going to need to get. There we go. Yeah, another one of those guys. At some point, I was going to need more movement options, so I suppose I might as well just embrace the inevitable. Something I'm going to need eventually, sooner than later. A bit of damage there. I don't actually know what causes us to heal. I know there was mentions of healing souls is what they call them. Healing orbs, I'm guessing. I don't know if I've seen them. I probably have seen them. Maybe that's what the red things are. I thought the red things were experience. Just like different levels of experience, but maybe those are the healing souls. There's just a lot more than I would expect. Ouch. A lot of range boys. A lot of range boys. Whole lot of these guys. Whoa. And sometimes they like to hang outside the barrier, because I can't actually reach those guys. Sometimes they like to be real sneaky boys. Ritual completed. Cool. I don't think I know what that means. Oh, ghosts now? Oh, good. Uh-oh, I think I might be dead. Yep, I'm dead. Yeah. I saw how quickly I was losing health. Ritual that's right, completed. Oh, maybe that's when you're expected to die. Maybe that's how that works. Maybe that's when you're expected to get got. Because... Well, actually, yeah, did I kill any of those ghosts? I think I killed some of the ghosts. But the fact that it said ritual completed and then that happened, that might just be it. Yeah, the arguments against the company's right. Yeah, not going to use the computers. Yeah. And part of it's just a personal preference thing. Like the number of times where Gracie will hand me her phone to do something, or like, hey, could you look up this thing for me? And the number of times I'm like frustrated because like I'll be doing something with the phone and I'll think, oh my God, that's a weird design choice. Why'd they do this? I much prefer how Android does it, you know, or I much prefer how this other thing does it. And admittedly, some of that is just my own bias and just the other thing is what I'm used to. But yeah, some of, I don't know, the whole like we only do one button, you know, no built-in back button thing. Like to me, that's just bizarre. We do the one center button and that's it, the one home button and that's it. It's been Apple's ethos for a long time in a lot of ways. They love their just one button approach to things if possible. For the iPhone, or sorry, for the iPod, it was brilliant. I did love the iPod, but yeah, like there's a lot of iPhone design isms that I just don't love necessarily. Booted up Night Rain. Not sure what to think of it. Yeah, I was gonna hold off on Night Rain, but then one of our streamer collaboration buddies last night gifted it to a couple of us, so it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm jumping in. Night Rain is a particularly odd one for me because I've only played Dark Souls 1 all the way through. I've gotten a whole 4 hours of Dark Souls 2 under my belt, exclusively in co-op, and I've yet to play Dark Souls 3, yet to play Bloodborne. I've yet to play Elden Ring. So playing Elden Ring Night Rain before all those other games, just leaping right over all those other ones, is an odd thing to experience. It's a cool thing, and I did enjoy. I played a little bit yesterday, and I did like it, but it's wildly different. It's wildly different. The Stygian Archive. This is the third game in recent memory to use that word, Stygian. So this game definitely having some cosmic horror influences happening, at least in the background, like in the lore. And view upgraded stuff, or unlock stuff, rather. Upgrade weapon sets, abilities with soul coins. Is that these things? They probably... Well, they look more like soul... like dog tags, but yeah, those are probably the coins. Let's take a look. I will browse. Let's see what we got. I will game and I will browse. And, right, I've yet to play Demon Souls. Correct, yeah. That's got the real jank. What about the remake? I've heard the remake is a smoother experience. Augustus, well, you've hardly even played this game, Alex. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm still pretty fresh on this one. So, this is something we've already unlocked. I got them humans, but there's other races to play as, which is exciting. So these are things that we already have. But these are things we could upgrade. Okay. All right, cool. So weapon sets, armor sets, power abilities. Cool. All right. So that was our attempt with the barbarian, specifically with a very melee-centric situation. A melee-centric build, if you will. The remake does clean it up a lot. That makes sense, yeah. What's up, Iggle Wiggles? It says, what about Fort Souls? Which is to say, wait, Fort Souls. Are we trying to say that there should be a Fortnite Soulsborne combination of some sort? Because I mean, that would be something. That would be something. I'll grant you that. Barbarian and Hunter. Sounds like Hunter's the next to try, obviously. We saw a bunch of these fellers. Hunter's bow. We'll probably want to be using that next. Fiery shortbow. That sounds fun. One projectile. But can burn with solar damage. Not fire damage, solar damage. So I'll upgrade that one. Are you allowed to have them both? Yeah, shortbow versus longbow. Oh, it's a lot slower, though. Yeah, a lot slower. That one's a lot faster. I'll upgrade each of those one. Power shot. Powerful arrow that pierces through enemies. It deals big damage. Big, sexy damage. And it's based on that primal, like, primary percentage or primary damage attribute. So it does make sense, even if you're not using your, like, standard attack all that often, that is still an attribute that can scale into other things. Ricochets around, that's kind of cool. My gut tells me that one. Burst shot every 3 seconds, shoot 3 arrows towards the closest nearby enemy. Or this one. Every 2 seconds, if no enemies are nearby, shoot one that deals lunar damage. So solar damage and lunar damage. Generates energy per hit. Okay. 2 seconds versus every 3 seconds. Probably the more frequent one. Sure, sure. And then there's the movement ability. Upgrade that one, and look, and just like that, we can't upgrade anything further. I can't actually upgrade the armor set, so it would seem. Okay. Was there anything else? Guess not. Guess yeah. So it's interesting that you can't upgrade a gigantic amount of things, but I'm guessing they can go fairly high. And there's a lot of question mark undiscovered things. I don't know if they're undiscovered because they haven't been implemented yet. This game is early access, or if we just haven't found it yet. But that is pretty cool. All right. So interestingly enough, you can't just, I guess, replay. Oh, no, you could. You could replay the ritual. You wouldn't gain any new rewards necessarily. So these are predetermined in what you unlock, but you would get more of the soul coins if nothing else. That's kind of cool. So the rewards are predetermined, which is to say, you would unlock these abilities for the like melee guy class, the warrior, I think, and whereas the scavenger or whatever the second class would be called, has a very different set. I guess it's because we played as the warrior. There's not much to unlock for him, or not as much to unlock. Also, Altar of Power. Ooh, level up your damage. That's cool. Sure, I have one of those. I've got plenty of them, sure. But in how hard do I want to go on that shit? Is there any other use I have for those things? Not yet, but I'm sure we will. I'll spend another 2. I couldn't actually spend another if I wanted to level it up further. But yeah, the remake for Demon Souls is really nice. That's good, yeah. Oh, we're saying Night Rain is the Fort Souls game. Okay. Well, I mean, to me, Night Rain is more of a Rogue Souls than it is a Fortnite-esque. I mean, the open world is pretty impressive, but you know, Dark Souls already had an open world. So I think a From Software game or a Soulsborne game with an open world is not necessarily that unique. The fast movement is more Fortnite-esque, but to me, yeah, it's more of a roguelike if I'm going to ascribe like a second genre to Night Rain. Do I do Shifting Sands or the Sorceress's Fall? Defeat bosses, complete the ritual, and then the ghost will seek us out and rip our faces off. Yeah, they're both a dark ritual. So no mention of like what is going to be different necessarily. Maybe looking at the upgrades is more important. So Silver Chainmail. If I want to read all these things, these are probably things that apply for everybody. Get 50 bling blonks, which is nice. Oh, the skulls mean how many bosses do you kill? I see. Okay, so I was completely wrong. It's not that this is for the warrior and this is for the scavenger or whatever the second class is called. I was completely wrong. It's the number of bosses that you can kill and the reward you get for killing each boss. Okay, that makes more sense. So you get a lot more stuff for killing this boss. Let's go for this one. Yeah, Fortnite Dark Souls. There you go. So we had a barbarian last time. I guess I'm doing a barbarian this time. I could re-roll. I think I will re-roll, actually. All barbarians. All right, I was going to say, give me a hunter. Something a little bit different. And I think the idea is for hunters to be a little bit more... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, a little bit more long-range centric, whereas the barbarian was more close to medium range, I suppose. So attack reach, damage to elites. Damage to elite sounds good. So short bows, heavy armor, or savage tactics with two-handed weapons. Short bow sounds good. Short bow, which is to say fast. But I'm still melee at first, so I'll punch this guy. And he'll drop a short bow or the hunter's bow. Fiery, which is nice and it's fast, or long bow, which is slower and but deals sexy damage. I think I'll do this one. And of course, we are ranged now, so now I can fight guys from far away relatively safely. Except the range before it procs does take a second, so you can't attack from super far away. Short bows, of course, have limited range. Looks like they do piercing, though. It looks like the shots are piercing through the dudes. Are you a fan of ranch on pizza? Here's the problem, and this might be upsetting news to some people that might be listening in. So this is not me saying that, like, thing bad, but I recognize this might some of you might lose some respect that I've worked very hard to gain from you, dear viewer. I'm not a big ranch guy. I'm not trying to say ranch bad. I'm just trying to say I'm not a huge fan of it. So I say I'm not a big fan of ranch on most things. Ranch on pizza, gun to my head, I would say a ranch drizzle. I'm not gonna not eat it, right? I'm not gonna be like, ew, gross, get it out of here. If it's served to me, if I'm out with friends and everybody else in the group says, yeah, let's get this one that has ranch drizzle, I'm not gonna not eat it like a simpleton, right? Of course I'm gonna eat it, but if it's up to me, it won't be my first choice. It would be something I'd rather not go for. I know there's pizzas where there's like a ranch sauce instead of like a tomato sauce, that kind of thing, like a tomato-based sauce. There are pizzas out there where like the sauce is like a ranch sauce. I've tried those before, and I mean, same kind of thing. If I'm in a situation where that's what everyone wants, I'm not gonna not eat it, but oof, that one's harsher for me. So a drizzle, it's pretty inoffensive. It's not like, it doesn't like distract that much, but ranch as a sauce, I would say I definitely don't like it. I definitely don't like it. But again, if it's that or not eat, obviously I'm gonna eat it, obviously. What about pineapple on pizza? I don't love it. I don't love it. It's okay, pineapple on pizza. I know that's one of those things that some people get really uppity about. Some people say it's the best ever, and if you don't like it, you're a fucking barbarian degenerate. Others say it's an affront to God. I'm in the situation where I kind of am in the middle. I mean, do I like it? No, not really. But do I have an opinion strong enough on it? Not really. Somebody last time said it's one of the most popular toppings in the world, and I question that. Like, I don't have, and I'm not exactly a pizza statistician. I'm not a pizza anthropologist. Like, fuck do I know about world pizza knowledge? But I do question if it's like as popular as some people make it out to be. It seems like a fairly niche thing still to me, but I don't know. I mean, there are people that swear by it. What I will say is that there's the Hawaiian pizza, and if I'm having a pizza with pineapple on it, Hawaiian is fine. Hawaiian is fine, but I don't know, just pineapple on its own or pineapple with other things, I don't really like it, but it's fine. It's fine. Pineapple and ranch, I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it. What about their garbage pretzel pizza? Is it a pretzel bread? Because I think pretzel bread's okay. I think pretzel bread on as a burger bun is kind of overrated. I've never had a pretzel bun where I said like, yes, I'm glad I paid extra money for this. It's just fine. It's just fine, but like, I don't know. I don't know. I do, now what I will say is that I do like Little Caesars a lot. People shit on Little Caesars. For valid reason, Little Caesars does not exactly have the greatest quality, but you compare it to Domino's or Pizza Hut, is it really that much worse? It is, however, that much cheaper. It is that much cheaper. What is it now? $5.99, so $6 for a medium one-topping pizza. You can't beat a deal that good. That's for a full-ass medium pie. When I was in school, college and high school, but definitely college, $5 was what it cost for one of their medium one-toppings. You know, inflation, of course, means now it's $5.99, or maybe it's $6.99, I don't know, but it's still a pretty good deal. So at least their price is great, and the quality, to me, is comparable to Pizza Hut and Domino's. And there's always that one dude in the back that goes, whoa, 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 I'd rather go to my favorite mom-and-pop shop that, you know, makes everything handmade. And, of course, that's going to be better. No question. Obviously, that's going to, like, suplex everything. But, like, Little Caesars isn't up against those big dogs, because it's just, of course, it's a losing battle. They're up against the Pizza Huts, the Domino's, that kind of thing. Papa John's. So to me, Little Caesars is top tier when it comes to like the chain places, because they don't try to like over fancyify themselves. They go for the budget friendly options, and that's all it needs to be. I love it. I love it. You've had like a bechamel sauce, though, a white bechamel sauce. I don't really love creamy sauces in like pasta and pizza, because usually they're very milky, and milk, like liquid milk stuff, tends to be really harsh on my stomach. Usually, here's the thing about pizza, because I am lactose intolerant, so Usually I could do like 1, maybe 2 pieces of pizza, and I'm mostly okay. But because usually like the cheese, it's usually mozzarella. Usually it's not too bad for me. But other kinds of dairy fuck me up real bad, and sometimes other kinds of dairy can include like creamy sauce things, burritos that have like the smothered in that like queso sauce, stuff with lots of sour cream. Any kind of like really liquidy milk dairy thing can really do havoc on me. So yeah, I usually avoid the cream sauce stuff. Yeah, Aaron likes a good Hawaiian. Hawaiian's fine. I mean, yeah, will I pick off the pineapples? No. Will I eat around them? No. But would I be sad if they were left off the pizza? I think it's better. I think a Hawaiian pizza is better without the pineapple. But you know, I'll never make a fuss out of it. Very, very rarely will I say I will not eat that. Like, it has to be a lot for me, or for me to get like angry about something. I'm not opinionated enough. I don't have, you know, I'm too old, man. I don't have the edge I had when I was younger. Nowadays, it's like, if other people like it, what the fuck do I care? Who cares? It don't matter. Brioche is overrated. I would agree. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but I've never been wowed by one. Augusta says it is a soft C8, so bechamel. Gotcha. Thank you, bud. The pretzel crust. They got a cheese sauce, though, instead of the tomato. Oh, that sounds awful. Yeah, pizza snobs are as bad as burger snobs. Yeah. Yeah, the pretzel burger, I almost said burger. The pretzel pizza thing, Aaron, that might be one I might legitimately not eat. What I just said, it takes a lot for me to not eat something. If it's like a cheese sauce under the regular cheese, so you have cheese and then like a weird pretzel thing. Yeah, I don't know. That might legitimately fuck up my stomach. So I probably would have to say, no, thank you. I'd probably have to hold off, unfortunately. 40 bucks at the mom and pop's place. Well, that's how it goes too. Usually when you go to a mom and pop shop, it is going to be more expensive, but the quality, of course, is going to be stupendous. So obviously it's going to be way, way better. Get you some poutine pizza? Poutine. I've yet to have poutine. I know Aaron has got the authentic stuff. They went to Canada last year, so they drove up to Ontario last year. So Aaron has had the good stuff. It's okay, so bechamel. Okay, bechamel. Gotcha. Thank you, Augusta. As in, betch. Yes, betch. Kebab shops? Ooh, man. I do love me some kebab. Here, let's get back to the games. I love talking food, though. Talking food's always fun. Projectile piercing, or chance to burn, or freeze. Chance to do elemental things does sound fun. What is my armor? Can I look at what my person's all about? They are... it'd be nice if I could look that up. Character... As I didn't really look at it. Maybe I should have. Or I didn't look that clearly. I just said, yes, give me the other person. I'm guessing medium armor is probably fine. And lucky me, they're all medium armor. But I'm guessing light or medium is probably fine. Light or medium armor. So I'm assuming these are all fine. Attack reach would help with our short bow being a little bit hard to reach some further away fellas. Spawn healing souls. We like that. Piercing chance. Oh, resistance. Piercing chance. Okay. Critical hit damage. Not crit hit chance. That's crit hit chance. I think it will take this one. That one sounds kind of nice, actually. And I do love me some kebabs. Most kebab places that I can think of, they're usually just like general, like Mediterranean restaurants, as opposed to being like kebab specialty places. That's usually what I think of when I think of kebabs, as something that's kind of more generally Mediterranean. And I do like me some Mediterranean food. Attack speed is always nice. Yeah, it's attack faster. Attack faster means you can make the bad guys dead more faster. Make more bad guys more dead. I like that. Aaron says, but talking food is the real content. You're not wrong. I do enjoy talking food. I really do. I do enjoy that kind of thing. So it's not me to be like, ew, gross. Distracting from the real content. Shoot arrows towards the closest fella. Specifically, lunar damage. Lunar or solar. I like the fact this one fires quicker. I feel like in games like this, I really try to be more spammy. I want to be the one spamming projectiles, spamming bullshit against the baddies. Something I enjoy a lot. And it's working so far. We're kind of clearing through droves of them pretty well. We haven't seen any extra special, extra scary boys yet, but I know they're coming. The skeletons were like were popping out of the ground. These guys are like emerging from the sandstorm. by Darude, that is. That wasn't exactly a mini-boss, but it was a something or another. It was a something or another. Several chip trucks. When you say chip trucks, Iggle Wiggles, would that be... Is that chip in the... Of, like, the fish and chips variety? Which is to say, like, what we in the States call French fries? Oh, there we go. Yeah, for poutine. Okay, there we go. There we go. That does answer my question. Had some cheese soup and it fucked you up real bad. That's an interesting question, Farsight. You can stop. Some of you can stop me if you're tired of hearing me tell the story. And I don't tell the story to, like, scare people or be like, oh god, maybe I shouldn't have this thing anymore, because it's fine, honestly. And I have had this thing since then. My worst food poisoning experience that I've ever had was from sushi. It was from sushi. And I'll preface this by saying I have had sushi since then, and I haven't died. I'm still alive. Well, hold on. Yeah, I haven't died, so I'm still alive. More projectiles? Ooh, that does sound pretty cool. Oh, but attack speed, though. Yeah, more projectiles. So I'm still alive. Bad news for the haters. Alex is still alive. And it's kind of on me, because the next words that I'm going to say, some of you will say, Alex, you fucking idiot, what'd you think was going to happen? To my credit, it was an upscale sushi restaurant, okay? I thought it was safe. So, what I'll say is that it was a sushi lunch buffet. I know. Alex, you deserved it. Alex, you had it coming. Alex, you were probably wearing something, you know, that was begging to get food poisoned. I know. Shame on me, right? Fool me once, shame on me. It was an upscale sushi restaurant. No, I will not name this establishment. I'm not one to name and shame. That ain't my prerogative. But it was a fairly upscale sushi restaurant, and I went with one of my coworkers. It was actually a college buddy of mine, but he was also a coworker. And we both ate around the same things, and he was fine. He was perfectly fine. I was just unlucky. I picked up a thing that probably had been sitting out for too long. That's on me. And I had food poisoning so bad over the weekend that it left me with a profound potassium deficiency, because I was puking my guts out the whole weekend. It was miserable. I was a very good corporate citizen. I got sick on a Friday evening after so I came home from work and was sick, and then I was mostly better by Monday morning. So I was a very good corporate citizen, spending the weekend being sick as a dog. And then, but of course I'm puking my guts out, and I'm not eating as much because I'm fucking miserable. And I had what was I then recognized as a very unpleasant deficiency in potassium. And when you have low potassium, certain things in your body don't work as well. And when I felt things not working right, I had what really could just basically be described as a panic attack, and it put me in the hospital. It was not a good time. And everything was fine. Got some food in me, got some potassium in me, everything was good. But that experience of thinking that I'm gonna fucking die scared me away from sushi for a while. The food poisoning was unpleasant, obviously, but the panic attack was the cherry on top that said, oh fuck, I have like really negative fight or flight feelings when I think of sushi right now, so ooh, no thank you. But I've had it since, it's fine. And also, I'm gonna be going to Japan in a month, and that is the land of sushi. And not just sushi, but good sushi. So I will have no problems eating sushi out there. I know I'm going to be fine. It's going to be good. I'm not going to have any, like, freakouts. But, yeah, for a while there, that was when I had a hard time getting past. I eventually got past it. Time allows these things to recover, it allows you to recover from these kinds of things and make peace with them and kind of chew on them and resolve them. So everything's fine now. But for a while there, that was a real big one for sure. Yeah. Yeah, but they call them like chip trucks, chip stands. That does make sense, Iggle Wiggles, yeah. Yeah, Aaron has a hard time with takoyaki. In all fairness, I've yet to try takoyaki. I would like to try it while we're in Japan, but like the idea of squiddy, octopusy, fried, even fried, it's the fact that it's still going to be like octopus stuff in there makes me a little hesitant. Gracie has tried it a couple times here in the States, and both times she said she didn't love it. But granted, those places were, again, here in the States, it's kind of hard to have like a truly authentic takoyaki experience here in the States. Going overseas is probably the best way to do it, honestly. What about Moxie? I want to try Moxie. I want to try Moxie because I've heard that's where the phrase goes. The phrase comes from, right? Is if you can drink, I think, 2 of them If you can drink 2 of them, you have a hearty constitution. It means you got a lot of moxie. You got moxie, kid. Sensory issues sometimes, like beans and peas together. Beans and peas together. It's never something I've had before together, honestly. 5 bean casserole. Oof. Am I scared of the octopussy? Can you imagine 8 of them? Can you imagine 8 of them, El Gaso? Just one can be a lot to handle sometimes, man. It's octopussy, not the squussy. Well, that makes me feel better. Yeah, it's octopus, fried octopus stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I would be down to try it. As is so often the case with stuff like that that's maybe a little bit more out there. Takoyaki is for sure, at least to a lot of us Westerners, something of a delicacy. It's not something that is like gonna be super available and super easy to come by, and also not super cheap. That's the thing too. I've never like ordered it at a restaurant when it's been available to me. Because what if I don't like it? Especially given that I'm already a little bit squeamish about certain like more out there seafood things. Again, going back to the sushi experience that I had. So I'd be a little bit hesitant to be like, well, what if I don't like it? What if it's you know, I order this thing and it's just kind of one big regretty spaghetti? I definitely don't want that. The caravan's riches, he says. He's already... Oh, there's a bunch of them. And by a bunch, I mean 2 of them. So, yeah, if there's a good opportunity for it, yes, I would like to try it, but it's not... I'm not going to be breaking down any doors anytime soon to be like, let me try the takoyaki, I must try it. But I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to try, like, the good stuff for sure. Alright, so... These guys are actually not too bad. There's 3 of them. Or the 3 musketeers, I suppose. It's just really bad. I want to buy it just to throw it away. I do want... Oh, now I want to try it because just to see what it's like. But I don't doubt what Aaron has pointed out. If it's kind of rough, yeah, I have to be careful. There was a Indian beverage I tried a few months ago. That was a... What was it? There was a very savory herb that was very prominent in the flavor profile. It wasn't cumin. It was masala. That's what it was. It was a masala soda. So y'all know chicken tikka masala, right? And that masala spice that is very prevalent in a lot of Indian cuisine. There's a soft drink. There's a soda, a canned soft drink you can buy that has masala very, very prominently in the flavor profile and the smell. And I was nervous. In fact, I tried it on stream. I'll never forget this. I was nervous because the minute I opened it, it smelled like chicken tikka masala, and I was nervous. I was like, I like this flavor profile when I'm eating. I don't know about when I'm drinking a carbonated beverage. And I took a sip and I was like, this is weird. I was like, this is fucking weird. And I was like, but I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna power through it. And after 2 more sips, I was like, I can't fucking do it, man. It's hard. It wasn't bad. It was just so weird. It fucking hurt my brain. It was just not good for my soul. But it was not a bad beverage. It wasn't poorly made or anything. It was just not for Alex. Just not for Alex. So, but I love trying weird soda things, and Moxie is something I've heard about. How would you best describe the flavor, Aaron? Because I'm curious to hear you describe it in particular. There's one called Beverly that's not good. Tamarind Yarritos. I have heard of tamarind Yarritos. Yes. Yeah, I think Moxie is a United States thing. I think it's like an old-timey US thing. It's been around for a long time. To be honest, I didn't think they still made them. But apparently they do. Give me the critical hit chance. Do I go for the dick or the bick? Can I go for the big dick? I love a good big dick. What can I say? I'll go for the dick. Never seen the scrolls before. That's a new one. They just call them octopus balls. Yeah, well, it's like a fried. That's the thing. It's got to be fried octopus balls. That's how it's got to work. Parset says, look what I found, Alex. What's this? Blue cheese soda. Two bottles for $8. Damn. Blue cheese soda. Ooh. Is this like all weird soda stuff? If this is like all weird soda stuff, then I could see this being... Because when I scroll down, I see bacon soda. Cotton candy soda might be okay. Cotton candy soda might be okay. It's a candy shop. I want to look at the sodas in particular. Ohio specifically. Ohio and Pennsylvania. Oh, actually, no, never mind. They got a few. They got a few around. The jokes about Ohio. I know. The jokes they write themselves. In all fairness, what do we have in St. Louis? Aaron probably knows the name, but there's one on the Loop. It's like Rocket Fizz or something. It's like Rocket Fizz something, and it's like a candy shop, but also very unique sodas. Rocket Fizz, thank you, Aaron. Also a keg of the 1919. I do want to try these at some point, but a 5-liter pony keg. Good lord, that's impressive. Okay, that's not exactly a super fancy beverage or super fancy treat, rather. Show me the bevies. All right, so they have like some normal stuff because 1919 is available here at the grocery store. Everyone knows A&W, obviously. They got that Moxie. We may have to scroll down for. Oh, here we go. There's a lot of products. I'll be here all day if I'm looking at every single one. I just want to see if they got that Moxie. Oh, they got balls. They got balls, man. They got balls. BAWLS. So, fun fact: there's a energy drink called Pussy. PUSSI. Oh boy, there's a lot of pages. Can I just do the URL thing? Yeah, let's say like 12. So there's an energy drink called Pussy that I've never tried, but I have had balls, so I can literally say, yes, I have tasted balls, but I've never tasted pussy. Oh, I jumped right over. Okay, I was looking for M's. Must have overclicked. Maybe they just don't have it. Yeah, LM. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they don't have it then. Yeah. I think I would have seen it. Yeah, Ms. Mexican Coke. Okay, darn. Okay. Anyway, that is pretty cool though. Sounds like a pretty cool little place. Oh, they got Mexican Squirt, and it has like a cool looking bottle. It's all twisty. That's cool. Little corkscrew bottle. Yeah, I want to go back to Rocket Fizz at some point. I've only been there once, and I bought like a few, like 2 like kind of fun things, but I'd like to go back and peruse it more. I think that's where I first saw Moxie in person. Soda Pop Shop in LA. That sounds nice. Oh, the Booty Sweat. Yeah, the Booty Sweat energy drink. The commercials they had in the movie were very fun. What was the other one? The like Nut Buster granola bar or something like that? Or like Nut something? There were 2 products that were featured prominently. What was the Booty Sweat? The other one was like the Nut something. Poppin' ass open. Booty Sweat. God damn it. God damn it. Ooh, look at that enhanced movement speed. That's probably good for a gamer in our situation, that given that, I mean, any kind of character, any kind of player in a game like this is going to really benefit from added movement speed, but range fella in particular, we're all about that, moving around quickly and efficiently. Also, I want more of those, of the fun, those fun little nuggets, fun little coins for that meta progression. So now I'm actually bleeding out now because they did make me lose one of my health bars. I flew too close to the sun. But we did kill one of the main bosses. I think that's how that works, is that the fancy dudes with the health bars, that cluster of them, I think, was technically a boss for this particular area. I think some other unique sodas I would like to try. But I will say, I'm not exactly a big fan of, well, okay, I'll just say I don't like J.K. Rowling for reasons that are probably fairly obvious. So I don't really like to engage too much, or really anything at all, with Harry Potter branded stuff. What I will say is that there are some like legally distinct butter beer things you can buy at the grocery store. There was one that I tried actually on stream. Probably a few months ago, I guess. I guess it's been a while. I'll confess the name, but escapes me. You can get them at least at most grocery stores around here, and it's quite good. So it's like a butterscotch beer, basically. It is non-alcoholic, as you can imagine, and it's got a very pleasant flavor profile. It's not overly sweet. It's very, very enjoyable. I like it a whole bunch. That's not super obscure though, so I wouldn't exactly call that like super out of the ordinary necessarily. Health regeneration would help with the whole bleeding out to health thing. Chance to freeze or light on fire sounds fun too. More damage to healthy dudes sounds nice, and projectile piercing. You know what? I'll take that. So yeah, we are pretty confidently just kind of powering through these dudes pretty well. Pretty gosh darn well. We don't have any sort of knockback, obviously, so we're not quite as strong as the other guy was when it comes to like taking down big groups. Something that fancy that dropped over here. Ooh, is that a new currency thing? No, it's a rune imbuement. That's exciting. It's his own piss. Then Ogasa realizes, wait, drinking your own piss, that's too normal. Then he corrects himself to say, my own piss. Never mind, never mind. So Elgaso's right. The weirdest thing I've ever drank in is Elgaso's piss. His own piss. What do I imbue? Well, I have no rune slots. I have no rune slots. Let's go for the fiery one. That. Yep. Critical chance. Yeah, I'm gonna stick my dick into my bow. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, you're right. Elgasa says, I did not stutter, Alex. I did not stutter. You know, I appreciate that one, Elgasa, because one of the first water bottle label redemptions we did was to make it just say piss, or maybe it was horse piss. I think it said piss at one point, though. But like, that leaves it too ambiguous. Whose piss is Alex drinking? What kind of piss we talking? Is it human piss? Is it cat piss? Dog piss? Unicorn piss? You don't know. So now, it's going to be extremely obvious exactly whose piss it's going to be. No ambiguity. No question whatsoever. It's going to be nice and obvious. Straight from the source. Straight from the horse's mouth. Straight from the horse's dick. Alright, so of course we're getting the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. For anybody curious, that is indeed the stationery we use for these, just because I have a bunch of them that I've accrued over the years. It's the reason the St. Jude Children's Hospital, Children's Research Hospital, stationery for doing these labels, because we keep it real classy like that. Bear Grylls doesn't drink my piss? Well, he's missing out. He's missing out. He drinks his own like a fucking simpleton. But what an idiot. Here we go. So, I own piss. Can't talk right now. I'm making piss. There it is. Made it nice and big and bold. Bold as the day is long. We definitely did horse piss. That was one of the first ones, I think. But I think someone else just did plain piss. Vanilla, missionary style, biblical piss. But now the specificity of my own piss. So now whenever I take a drink of the water bottle, bottoms up. Hopefully that's the thumbnail. Yeah, for anybody wondering why I have like the weird water bottle label, that is explicitly why. It's to make it look like I'm drinking something questionable. Hashtag give hope. Bull semen is packaged with protein. I would imagine it is. I would imagine it is. It's probably, I mean, I imagine a lot of semen has some amount of protein in it. And then, of course, there's Patches O'Houlihan. Yes, because it's sterile and he likes the taste. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's not sterile. Pretty sure that is scientifically inaccurate. But it is funny to say. All the greatest hope. That's right. The greatest hope and the greatest piss. What's up, Meerkat? Bear Grylls lemonade. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we had to... Because, like, lemonade was hard to fit. Because that is the unfortunate reality. We have to contour to the shape of the water bottle. If I could, like... find an extremely wide water bottle, or just like paper that just went like somehow, because the trick is like, how do you make it so that it's label out and the webcam can see it? Unless I just had a sheet of paper that just went and just like kept going in that direction, just a full sheet of printer paper, it would look weird as fuck. But I guess there's that if nothing else. We had goon juice, we had anal leakage. Everyone remember, yeah, the real ones remember the whole lore of our water bottle labels we've had over the years. I feel like I have to do this one because, like, look at it's got the cool text. It's got the cool text that says, "Look at all this damage." Like I might as well. I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice if I do anything else. Did a chowder bottle? What is a chowder bottle? I don't think I've heard of that before. Oh, is that a... What's this glowing light? There must be a dude... There must be dudes that shoot projectiles now. Huh, we're shooting projectiles now, huh? Oh, they're little spellcaster boys. I see them. Spellcaster boys. Yeah. So instead of phalanxes of little arrow fellas, we got some spellcaster boys coming in hot. Get yourself an oversized label maker. That's a cool idea. The problem is, of course, most label makers are like for making small little labels, not for like gigantic, large font label makers for like old people. Usually it's for normal label making use. Gracie actually has a label maker, but again, it's for like just the normal size stuff, which is which would not really translate very well to the water bottle label situation, because ideally it's visible from the webcam. Even in this scene where it's kind of small, I guess it's one thing if we're on the full webcam screen or webcam scene, then it's probably more flexible. But here, ideally, it's like it's something that always has a chance of being noticeable and a chance of being funny. That is the, you know, that's the thing this is all in service to, obviously. But that is that's the key. So yeah, if there was a oversized one, a label maker that exclusively dealt in large font, large print, old people eyes kinds of situations, then that might just be something for us. Which smeller? Not which smelter. Not which smiter, which smeller. Which smeller? That smeller right there. That one. He's just some melee guy who's like tracking us down. So there was the one guy that had like chains attached to him. Oh, this guy has like little things circulating around. Okay, so I guess that's something like a little bit unique. Otherwise, he's just slow approaching melee guy. It's not super exciting. Ouch. And he's the second named fellow we have to fight, I do believe. But we're still kind of running circles around him. I mean, we're chipping off pieces of his health, piece of his armor rather, as each health bar translates to a piece of his armor. So we're making him more and more naked as we're getting through. The bosses, I would say, by a pretty wide margin, were a lot scarier in the first zone. Having said, I'm having a hard time hitting him with the main stuff. There we go. See any other of the meta progression nuggets dropping, the little tokens. I'm sure he's gonna drop something good. Drop something good, damn you. There he goes. Dropped a whole bunch of good stuff, sure enough. Can they have a large brother brand label? Brother brand with a capital B. Yeah, it sounds like I'm not familiar with these things. Is it a choder bottle or is it a chode-er bottle? Asking even more hard-shitting questions. Bonus health. Movement speed. An odd... Oh, just because it adds a flat 10. That's why it's kind of an odd number. Power ability damage. Movement speed is tempting for sure. Definitely all resistances. That's definitely non-negotiable. Probably this one. I wish I could zoom in and see my guy a little bit closer. Because I know we're like kitting this guy with some cool armor. I bet he looks really cool. Do I have crit hit damage or crit hit chance? Let's do the crit hit damage next. We made our dick. Can we make it bick? Can I have it nice and bick? Actually, I guess I can do both. So I did the crit hit damage, and now I will do crit hit chance. Upgrading the runes isn't quite as illustrious. It's not quite as delicious. Not quite as efficient. Like that initial jumps up by like 25%, but going from level 0 to level 1 is very nice. And it's very generous, but going from level 1 to level 2 goes from like 25 to 27.5, so not a whole lot, obviously. Do attack speed. Guess it's only a matter of time before the game tells me that the ritual is complete. Oh, I guess the ritual ends in a minute 30. Minute 35. Because previously we were doing... when we were playing Be My Horde, that one had a counter that counted up. This one has a counter that counts down. So there's no ambiguity as to how long the runs last and how long you're allowed to just kind of hang out before the Grim Reaper spawns. Or in this case, the equivalent of the Grim Reaper. So far, survivability really hasn't been an issue for us within the rituals. So maybe leaning more into offense is kind of the gamer way right now, at least. There probably will eventually be challenges where making it through the ritual is an honest-to-goodness challenge. Right now, yeah, the main issue is like killing a whole lot of things more quick so we get more experience and more of the meta progression stuff. And then I guess try to outlast the ghosts as long as we can, but it seems like it's inevitable. Probably this one. We definitely killed 2 of the main guys. We have 40 seconds left. The spawn rates are definitely increased for sure. It seems like it's about the same kinds of enemies the whole way through. Earlier, the first area we were in, it was all skeletons for the first half, and the second half was these, like, sort of like vaguely Egyptian or Aztecian enemies that were, like, kind of zombie-esque. These guys, I think, are all just kind of like sand zombie boys and girls. I'm trying to seek these things out, because in 15 seconds, everything's going to collapse, and our world will end. I'm trying to get it while the getting's good. If there was some kind of way to suck the things to me. You know, I'm a big fan of sucking things. If there was a way to suck things to me, I'd feel a lot better. Ritual's complete, and now the ghosts are gonna suck our butts, and not the good kind of way. So you can see there, I was doing a little bit of damage to them, but hardly any. So they just kind of reached out to you and end you instantly. Brother is in the printing brand. Okay, it's like a printing label called brand called Brother. Embossed blue labels. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, source. We made it up. Just extra wide. Right. So instead of an impressive length, you have an impressive girth. So it's just a bowl. Right. Yeah. So because I have seen the ones that have like a big handle, and they're about like twice as wide as these things, but usually still pretty tall. The idea of a very shallow but massively wide water bottle would be very funny and very inefficient. But I think that'd be very funny to me. That's more important. That's more important than being efficient. Altar of Fortune. Chance for rare items. I will offer 2 souls in service of the Altar of Fortune. Or 2 levels of souls, that is. I actually offered 4 of them. And this one. Oh, it's a level, I think. What is this? It's a faction. Okay. So, as a hunter, slay enemies to gain faction experience. Okay. Now, we've played as hunter. We played as a hunter just now, but we didn't have this available to us previously. So now we're incentivized to play as the hunter. This makes the factions for hunters like you, which gives you better piercing chance. This game has a very unique sense of meta progression. Instead of just spending the upgrade tokens on the meta progression, there's stuff in the overworld map to also work with, which is kind of cool. So you found a oversized label maker, prints, let's see, like credit card size letters. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty big. Because that would be a solution to how do I make big letters appear on water bottle without having to write it manually. Now, granted, writing it manually means you're all at the mercy of my shitty handwriting, which might be a benefit or a negative, depending on how you slice it. But yeah, it's definitely switching it up for sure. Up in the ante, no doubt. But anyway, yes, we can like work towards these ruins. Some kind of boss battle, some kind of like legit boss battle, I'm sure. There's this one up here, Throne of Aura. So there's like fancy places to work towards ultimately. One down here, Ruins of Isosia. For being, you know, a lot of times when it comes to survivor-like games, there's less focus on like really interesting world building. Usually it's just throw yourself in, get big numbers, and that's as far as it goes. There's clearly like a lot of stuff in the background here, which I do respect a lot. I think I'll probably do another hunter class, if not just to level up this thing. This thing where you slay enemies to level up the faction. But I'm guessing what'll probably happen is that if we beat, say, the Sorceress's Fall area next, given that there were 2 directions to go in this direction, unlock the Order of Shees. CAs, maybe is how you pronounce it. If we open this one up, it'll probably unlock a similar kind of area that would benefit the barbarians fellas. We leveled up to gain access to. Yeah, I bet that's exactly what this one is. So we'll do one more of the hunters, and then we'll do a level with the barbarian fellas and see how that goes. Oh, that's the developer. Oh, okay. I just noticed the face up here. And that Well, it doesn't answer the question. I still don't know what it means. But in the settings, the very, very bottom, there's Zordolf mode. That's the name of the developer. So I don't know what the developer mode does. The fact that it has question marks in front of it makes me unsure. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I need to do the meta progression. Yeah, well, I need to do the meta progression. What am I doing? I gotta spend my tokens. Gotta spend my tokens, and we're doing more range stuff, so I might as well lean into that. We'll try the ricochet shot this time. I did the power shot last time. I'll pretty much do everything I didn't try last time. We'll do burst shot instead. Or counter throw. About to launch a primary attack, throw 2 deadly shurikens. That could be kind of cool. 2 5-per-second cooldown. Seems neat. That one's every 3 seconds, obviously. Primal damage, yeah. Yeah, that does kind of lean into the thing where one of the, like, fancy, specific things that our guy has. Maybe I should lean into that more. But I will do the hunter bow instead of the short bow. Oh, it looks like it already had a level, but sure. Now it has 2 levels. To really sweeten the pot. So 2 by 3 inches. Those are some pretty impressive inch values, Meerkat. Those are some pretty impressive inch values. In my experience, 2 to 3 inches is that's almost too much, really. Let's be real. 2 to 3 inches, I think for some people it's too much, too powerful. So I respect it. Probably another level into the disengage. Be an FD. That's nice and helpful. I do kind of want to level the shuriken ones. That's kind of nice. I'll do 2 levels of ricochet shot since I know I'm definitely going for that one. I'll probably end up doing burst shot though for that one there. Anything else I can spend towards? Slayer's Blade. Yeah, those are things we'll want to level into when we do melee guy again. Yeah, we'll probably do... Let's do this one. Great. Alright. Now we go into Sorceress's Fall. There we go. Begin the ritual. Is it Zalgotex? Oh my god, I would love that. I would love if it was Zalgotex. You kidding me? Don't tease me. Don't tease me, Aaron. You know I love that shit. Movement speed, critical hit damage, attack speed. Yeah, probably attack speed, primer, and movement speed. Sound good. Sound good to me. And then good with short bows. Is there a... I can't reroll these. I think the bows are considered two-handed weapons. This is probably the one to go for. Or good medium armor. It's rare items and 3 rerolls. Ooh. I don't know what Savage Tactics does necessarily. We'll probably go for this one though. The idea of having this game being entirely... Oh my... Alright. Let me know when you see it. Let me know when you see it. I just noticed it myself. Hunter's Bow, yeah. Yeah, it is technically a two-handed weapon. Very generous. Very generous with, Oh, what was that? Oh, FXP. Fuck experience. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, they're very generous. They're very I wasn't expecting it. I mean, listen. Yes, it's video game, but like... It doesn't strike me as the kind of game to have... jiggling... prominent personalities, necessarily. Well, yes, we are caked up, but we're also like... What's the front version of being caked up? Because there's that as well. Probably this one. Because here's the thing. There is this. The show nudity checkbox. By default, it is off. I have left it off. So I didn't think this game would be, like, overly horny, but, like... You know, there was some... how do I say this in a Christian manner? Some efforts were taken to encourage things to be, just to be moving around. So, caked up versus bust... Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, busty. I'm just trying to think of, like, yes, a bustular form of saying somebody's caked up. Busted up? That sounds weird. I think we'll take Ricochet Shot this time. We took Power Shot last time. Well endowed. All these things yeah, all these things are relevant and accurate. I'm just thinking, like, you know, caked up is it's a more modern term. It's kind of a more colloquialism that is relevant to our modern times. I don't know of a good, like, boob version of caked up that, you know, that Gen Z would be saying, because caked up is such a Gen Z phrase. So I'm thinking, like, what's a front cake? What's a good front cake? her boobs boobily. Yes, stacked. That's a fair point too. Yeah, it's a little bit of an older it's of an older phrase, but still works. It still works. Alex, they call them fat mommy milkers. You're not wrong. That is what Gen Z does call them. You guys know that one clip? Actually, fuck. Hold on. I gotta find it. I can't just like say it to you. I have to find it. But how do I find it? Funny video. You mean my... Hold on. Is it called Oh These? Yes, it is called Oh These. Alright, so two things. I will show you this video. This video is on YouTube. So therefore it's fine. I'm not breaking any laws. No gamer laws or no gamer crimes are being committed. It's fine. It's called Oh These. 18 million views. 18 million views. Some of you might recognize this video. The more cultured individuals in the chat, in the viewer list, might recognize this video already. Oh These. Built like an AirPod. Yeah, built like an AirPod is a new one. Robustly equipped. Can we have the Halo guy say it? That mommy milkers. I would like to hear the Halo guy say caked up like the caked up with the sauce is something that I would like to hear him say. What if I could just have him, the Halo guy, the Halo voiceover guy, just do this entire video, this 23 seconds. Oh These. I can't do his voice. Curdle, I'm tummy thick. All right, here we go. So here's the video. So again, this is on YouTube. What I'll also acknowledge is you should be grateful because what this is going to do to my YouTube algorithm might take me weeks to like work through. Because I know how this works. Watching one of this guy's videos will do some things to your YouTube algorithm. Things will show up in my recommended list. Gracie will inevitably, I'll show something on YouTube and like the two of us will watch it. And then when the video ends, it'll say, up next, based on your viewing history, we recommend this. And then Gracie's going to give me that side eye like, Alex, what have you been watching lately, bro? So anyway, be grateful for what I'm about to show you and the sacrifice I'm about to endure for doing so.
Oh, these? My boobies? My massive fucking titties? My super stuffed up milkies? My hunger bonger doinky doinky? My fucking fabric stretching, wind flapping, gravity welling sex mounds? You mean these super duper ultra hyper goddamn motherfucking...
Bonk. That's the problem. That's the problem. Sometimes the horny bonk can only take you so far. Sometimes the horny bonk can only do so much for you, man. Meerkat says, this is in my watch videos. Yep. And then Dudson... Dudson says, all right. This is not the first time this has happened. Listen, I've been known to forget to lock my door from time to time. It's happened to the best of us. I've been caught with the colloquial pants down, as they say it. What's up, Pelican? There is private browser. I could have done like a... Yeah, I suppose I could have done like a... What's it called? Incognito mode. I could have gone incognito, but that would be cowardly. I don't want to be a coward. I'm no incognito coward. Come on, man. Come on, man. Dudson, thank you for that raid. Apologies to your viewers that I've irreparably harmed and traumatized by showing you an extremely horny boob lady. When she gets horny bonked, you saw like the face she made. So that's how it goes. That's how it goes. So when I think of somebody, when I think of the phrase mommy milkers, that is absolutely what comes to mind. Absolutely. Dudson says, it would be terrible if you played it again. We missed the first couple seconds, Alex. Wouldn't it be terrible if my hand slipped right here with my hand over the replay button? Oops.
Oh, these? My boobies? My massive fucking titties? My super stuffed up milkies? My hunger bonger doinky boinkies? My fucking fabric stretching, wind flapping, gravity welling sex mounds? You mean these super duper ultra hyper goddamn motherfucking...
Bunk. But the horny bunk doesn't always work. That's the thing. You send them to horny jail. What if they want to be in horny jail? That's the problem. Check out these thumbnails. Listen. My YouTube search, my YouTube algorithm rather, is a finely curated machine, mind you, okay? My YouTube algorithm is a microchip. Y'all remember Parks and Rec, where Rob Lowe's character is like, my body is a microchip, and a single piece of sand can send the whole thing into malfunction. I work very hard at having a very finely accrued YouTube algorithm that serves me the most exquisite, mwah, chef's kiss, delicioso kinds of content. So, again, be grateful what I'm sacrificing here by watching horny YouTube, knowing this will irreparably infect my algorithm. In fact, I bet if I, you know what, hold on, I'm gonna look at it in a separate window real quick, just to see. Okay, actually, oh, no, okay, never mind, yeah. I was gonna say, actually, it's not too bad. No, I had to scroll very little. Okay, thankfully it is just the one, though, okay. Oh, okay, no, I'm not. Okay, never mind. Okay, that's an advertisement. Those don't count. Those don't count. Anyway, Duds was playing some Core Keeper. That game looks really fun. I've watched a decent bit of that game. It does look very good. What's up, 2-Bit Sprite? Good to see you, bud. It is a good animation. It is. It is a good animation. Yeah, we get that peek behind the curtain. That's right. What's with the Toy Story fella? I'm pretty sure that's Hentai Woody. It's a 7-minute long, like, clip reel, I think, is what it is. But I'm pretty sure that's Hentai Woody. Y'all know about Hentai Woody? No, I will not be showing you necessarily, as that is dangerous, but there's a Know Your Meme page for it. I will not be showing you the Know Your Meme page for Hentai Woody, but that's absolutely the face, yeah. That is absolutely the face. My YouTube is a travesty. It is a finely curated spread of art and premier content. Premier content, man. By the way, Dodson, if you have any clips you want to share, you've rated me plenty of times. You know how this works. I always love to ask you the same thing as yours. You would like to share with us because you're a homie. Rate me all the damn time, and I appreciate you a whole bunch. If there's anything of yours you want to share, I would love to see it. Love to see it. Same art style called The Gift of Creation. That name sounds very familiar. Sounds very familiar. What's with the fentanyl video? So, I don't know how to pronounce the guy's YouTube. It's called Kyrgyzstan. It's that one. It's that one. And their videos are legitimately very interesting and legitimately full of very cool. Actually, yeah, it's up here. Why does fentanyl feel good? There's scientific deep dives and statistical like breakdowns that are usually very interesting and very fun and very exquisitely well animated. You will learn something. You will not always walk away from one of their videos feeling good. You will oftentimes feel like, oh wow, that's some new existential dread I didn't want to learn. The videos are exquisite though. It's very good. It's very good. It's a legitimate struggle, honestly. Legitimate a struggle. Good icebreaker. Whose YouTube recommendations are these? That's just a good icebreaker in general. Like, bring up your YouTube homepage and show me your recommended videos. Like, that's a good way to get a vibe for what someone's about and what they watch. That's a good way to like get a quick summary of like what someone's into, which is pretty cool. Just it's pronounced like that, Alex. It's that simple. It's that simple. Thank you to Dudson for that. Let's see what Dudson has. I got something for you, Alex. Love me some good Dudson clips, especially when Dudson raids us all the damn time because he's a freaking cool dude. I'm grateful for him. He's a good dude. Appreciate that Dudson fella. So let's do this and then bedtime. One about heroin. Better ruin your life. Yep. That's how it goes. That's how it goes, unfortunately.
I'm stuck. I'm just stuck. I can't get out of this room.
Is this Headliners? Oh boy. Uh-oh. I've got a good feeling. They're just chilling. What exactly is happening? Is she like healing him up or something? Oh, maybe they crashed or something. Oh, what? Are those not human people? Human players?
Okay, so I think he shot her dead.
Is that bad?
Oh my god, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Fuck my whole ass, you dick.
I love the captions.
I'm
So it was not a human player then. Because he just fucking gathered her ass down.
Okay, so I think he shot her dead.
To sleep, right, yes. Then why he like just walks away instead of trying to shoot you?
Oh my god, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Like he was missing a leg. Fucking walks over the landmine, explodes his own ass. So they're both NPCs. Oh, okay, I thought they were human players and I was very confused. He gets mad if you take his... Oh, it's... Yeah, the sheriff doesn't like it when you take his picture. Right. Got you. So you made him mad. Right. So the tactical aggro. The tactical aggro. Trying to make him angry. So he would take his anger out on the lady. And you'd be able to escape. I mean, it was a bold move. And it played out exceptionally well for him. That was awesome. Went AWOL and he's living out of... that's the lore. That's such a cool game, man. I haven't played it myself, but I've watched content on it. I've watched some YouTube videos of it. It looks freaking incredible. Looks like a very unique style on like the whole... I mean, maybe not quite like Lethal Company and Repo, but the idea of going around and trying to collect something, whether it be treasures or loot or footage of like scary things happening and navigate around enemies and environmental hazards. It looks really freaking cool. Yeah, kind of like content warning. Yeah, it's probably closer to content warning than it is something like Lethal Company. That's very awesome, man. Thank you for that raid. Thank you very much, my dude. Very generous of you. We're playing Conquest Dark. It is a survivors-like. The reason we took a quick perusal down YouTube land was because there's something about this character when she moves around. There is a physics about her character. There is some sort of physics happening that is familiar to some of us if you've played Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball or Dead or Alive just at all. If you've played what are some other bustular video games where that's, you know, a known thing. Actually, I'll have, yeah, projectile piercing would be helpful. And apply it to the ricochet shot. That sounds cool. And yes, that sounds cool. I would say critical hit chance sounds nice. Good. So that of course brought to mind the notion of mommy milkers. It all kind of like blossomed from there on out. So it's inevitable. These things they happen. Stalker harness +1. But I got bad news. Look at this. We're putting on, you know, something to clamp things down a little bit so they're not going to be flying off the handle quite so much. Critical hit chance is always great. Attack reach does sound nice. We probably don't have to worry about that quite as much with longbows. Yes, bustular, exactly. It was a journey, and of course, sometimes it's not the destination, it's the journey. The destination was fun too, though. We all had a good time. Or at least I had a good time. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I sure did. Yeah, actually, oh, I got good news. Putting on a bra has not clamped anything down. We are still very... If I just stand still. Yep. They are. We are flying. We're flying all over the place. So, for better or for worse, we are still very much in it to win it. Let's go ahead and focus on this fool. He's not a full mini boss, but he is a elevated fella of some kind. I think we said we were gonna do burst shot this time instead of concentrated shot. So I'll do that one. There we go. Dropped his ass. Gets us a new thingy. I will put it on the bow this time, I think. And then I will say... Split damage sounds great. And then also, I got some loot for myself. Loot for Alex. Oh, and that's a nice, by the way.
Nut.
From Dudson. Thank you for the nice on the Bustula video games. Bustin' makes me feel nice. And also nut good.
Nut.
That's right. The nut button, ready to roll at a moment's notice. All damage, that's always nice. Attack reach is nifty, but I'm not sure if it's as big of an issue, given that we have a longbow. This character class, of course, primarily benefits from long-range weapons. That's kind of what we're speccing more into the bows and long-range weapons approach instead. Yeah, I feel like I should just go for this one. And yeah, so this is a Survivors-like kind of game. It is a more, I would say, probably a more traditional Survivors-like, instead of having it be something more kind of out there. Like, we played Be My Horde a couple days ago, and that game was very fun. That was a very unique take on the genre of a Survivors-like bullet heaven style of game. This one's a little bit more standard. There's a predetermined number of bosses per round. The overall ritual, that's what they call it, the overall ritual duration is predetermined. So we have 6 minutes left. I think in those 6 minutes, actually, does it take 6 minutes for the boss to spawn, or is it 6 minutes total? I think it's 6 more minutes for the boss to spawn. And in that time, we're trying to level ourselves up so we can take on the big scary fellers. Attack speed and then damage to the fellas, and also projectile piercing sounds nice. The problem with damage to healthy is that that's only going to help once. And when it comes to bosses and elite enemies, there's no way you can one-shot those. So eventually, it kind of does help to not invest too much into that one attribute. But in my mind, I was thinking, well, what I'm really excited about is the idea of more piercing chance. That part seems pretty neat to me, but I don't want to go too hard on that one attribute, because then I'll be sad when boss time comes and I'm doing piddly little small baby penis damage, which is not what I want. I want big dick damage. That's how it works. Is the nut button an actual button? It is an actual button. It is this. So, and I can tell you, Gracie got this for me for my birthday one year. She spent like a whole, probably like $5 on this thing. And come on. What I'm trying to show you. It doesn't want to focus. It's supposed to say thenutbutton.com. Thenutbutton.com. Okay, yeah. Trying to get a webcam to focus. And be a fool's errand. Yeah, it's like focused on my hand. Anyway. Here, I can show you. I'm assuming this website's still up. Thenutbutton.com. The Nut Button website is still up. I'm wrong. It's not $5. It's $15. Although it wouldn't shock me if you could maybe find other places that sold it. I'm sure it's on Amazon, that kind of thing. Is that literally all it is, Alex? To be honest, I haven't been to this website in a long time. The reviews... well... The reviews kind of speak for themselves. This is illegal. By the FBI. Verified buyer. My husband nutted on our child. Thanks, Nut Button. My nut feels good in my new nut. Oh, they sell paraphernalia? They set paraphernalia? Not just the button? Oh my god, Nut Daddy. Oh my god. There's an OK Boomer button? That's not as fun. Is this a nut? That's a nut sack beanbag. That is a nut sack beanbag. They know exactly what they're all about. There's the nut hoodie. Nut. Wow, they know what they're about, and honestly, good for them. Official nut socks. $22 for nut socks. Okay, how many pairs are we talking? Don't tell me it's one pair of nut socks for 22 bucks. I mean, man, I'm sure they're great, but still, bro. But still. Okay, yeah, it is on Amazon. Yeah, I kind of figured you could probably find them elsewhere. Maybe even for cheaper. Gracie paying $15 for an Alex nut. We definitely didn't make any jokes when she gave this to me. We definitely made zero jokes about my wife giving me a good nut. I think it was before we got married. We were still, I think we were only engaged. Yes, is my then girlfriend gifting the gift of nut to me for my birthday. Yeah, official nut socks. That's right. We're not going to accept the off-brand nut paraphernalia. It's got to be the official nut socks. No more unofficial nonsense for me. That's right. That's what's up. That is what's up. You can find nut socks for way cheaper. Well, really, I mean, back in my puberty days, there was a lot of nut sock action, but that was a very different kind of nut sock. One that I try to move past those days. You know, I try not to think too much about those embarrassing moments. Back in those days, we called them crust socks. Also, that is the total time for the ritual. That's 5 minutes total. Because yes, this is an honest to goodness boss that has just spawned. It's Spellcaster Man, Arcane Guardian, and he's just gonna be sitting there and throwing some spells at us. Honestly, the first like area, the first level, by far had the most interesting and most challenging bosses. Everything since then has been pretty chill. So this game is fun. It's not overly challenging, but it is enjoyable. It's very satisfying. A satisfying kind of gameplay loop, and the power scaling does feel pretty good. The Nut Daddy hat, that's pretty good. The Nut Daddy hat's pretty good. The Nut Towel, sometimes it does need a nut towel, just makes sense, honestly. Tenacious D Cumrag, that sounds amazing. I would love to see your Tenacious D Cumrag next time we're over at your place, Aaron. That sounds amazing. That way, the next time we're all hanging out, especially if there's like a lot of people around, I can say, "Oh, Aaron, you're supposed to show me your Cumrag," in front of everybody. And then I can make everybody extremely uncomfortable. He says, "Nah, man, I got a nutsack right here. Those things are nice and crusty. I use them as cutting boards." They do develop a culture after a while, don't they? It's a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Resistances, movement speed, crit hit damage, not crit hit chance. I feel like I'm still more worried about crit hit chance myself. This one, of course, would feed a lot of things. That primary attack damage, we now know, does spec into lots of other damage scaling. So let's go for this one. The movement speed's always nice, too. Also, more scrolls. A new one. Projectile amount. Yeah. Hell yeah. It's not as good as Bick. It's not as good as Dick. So no Bick or no Bicking or Dicking for me, but that Dijar one sounds nice. Sounds nice to me. Seasoned like a cast iron. I'm sure that is the exact right phrase to describe it. Seasoned like a cast iron skillet. And you have a way with words, Meerkat. What wonderful imagery. That sounds amazing. By the way, Shock Value's got something for us. Oh man, we've been on a roll of like weird stuff tonight. I'm always down for more. Always down for more weird stuff. Let's get to that once this run ends. We got 4 minutes left. 4:20, blaze it. 4 minutes left. Be done in a jiffy. I suspect that I think we fought two. I think it was 2 bosses. Maybe it was just the one. But yeah, I suspect we're probably not too far from just kind of hunkering down for the remainder of the ritual of the run. As it is a predetermined number of bosses, and this one only has 2. The next one would probably end up having 3, in all fairness. It does seem like we haven't killed as many dudes, and we haven't acquired as many of the fun little upgrade nuggets. Those little token thingies. Those purple guys seem like they are more dodge-centric. They're more likely to dodge. Here's a fancy fellow, but he's not a boss. He's just like a larger version of the standard boys. There we go. He did drop something fun. Yes, I definitely want to pick up the little tokens, the little coinages. My first helmet. That's exciting. So let's say movement, resistance. Quick chance. I might go for that one. That one does sound kind of nice. The movement speed does sound nice, but I feel like I've invested a lot into movement speed as it is. Let's do one for burst shot. And we'll say projectile mine. Yes, please. Yes, please. Put this one down here. And hopefully eventually we'll get some kind of thing that allows drop things to kind of get drawn towards you instead of having to grab them yourself. It's easy to miss them. There's like a very faint glow to them, but it'd be nice if it was either a bigger glow or if there was something that we could get that would slurp them towards us. I'm always a big fan of getting slurped. What can I say? More projectile amounts. In fact, there was the one attribute we've seen a bunch of times. We even saw it in that last spread, which was more damage to healthy enemies. There was one we saw in an upgrade opportunity earlier, and I didn't grab it, but it was damage to injured enemies. And that, again, would be very good against bosses and just elevated, ascended boys. The purple guys seem like they're protected from, like, some kind of arcane energy, because they're more likely to just randomly dodge your attacks. The other dudes, they'll just kind of walk towards you slowly. Confidently, even. Slow and confident. Aaron says, I'll get you with a photo of the Cumrag. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see Aaron's Comrag. Knowing that it's Tenacious D branded tells me everything I need to know. It's going to be something very delightful and very silly. So all the jokes aside, I am legitimately excited for it. Probably attack speed. Yeah, attack speed is just always helpful. Always a good time. Because we have the longbow, which typically attacks a lot slower, but we're getting past that attack speed issue very easily. And it's got that very good range. Like that alone makes it pretty capable weapon once you level up the speed a bit. Yeah, and like I said, this game does give a very satisfying feel of like just carving through. Oh, did a big fella spawn? I think a big fella spawn. It's a lady. It's a lady fella. A lady big person. Now, does she have generous physics? Actually, I think she does. She's not moving around as much, but yeah, I think I saw her like there was some jigglage for sure. Because we keep it classy, obviously. But no, this game does a good job of giving you like a very satisfying feel of slaying droves of fellas, and like the satisfying numbers that pop up, and the build options are very easy to snowball and kind of build up that momentum, which makes it very satisfying. It's not overly challenging. Maybe it will later on. It wouldn't shock me as like if the ante were to get up significantly with like higher difficulty encounters later on. But at the start, it's pretty chill. And instead of it being the thing where like, oh, you eventually die because you didn't have like a high enough stat to survive that new wave of a thing, what happens is that, yeah, with like timer at the top, when that timer runs out, the round or the run is really guaranteed to end. So it's a little bit different from like the usual roguelike or roguelite aspect of these survivors-like games, where instead of having that aspect of like, yeah, you died because your guy is like kind of squishy, it's like, no, you died because you were like very much expected to die. The ghosts that spawn are very much meant to kill the fuck out of you. Look at that one. And also, chainmail bottoms. Did they really hit us with a chainmail thong? I think they really hit us with the, oh, this is a lady character, therefore let's give her a chainmail thong. That sounds so uncomfortable. There we go. Yeah, so that everybody can appreciate it. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate what you're doing for all of us. Doing all of us a service. The critical hit chance does make the chainmail thong a very alluring option. There's damage to injured. I kind of want to take that one though. At least that one's a classy loincloth. And this is just honest to goodness pants. That's like that's like actual pants. That's like leggings rather. Well, kind of short leggings, but it's something at least. I do like more projectile amount. Critical hit chance go up, which is nice too. Damage to injured might just make that worth it, I think. Let's go for that one. And then projectile amount. Critical hit chance. Probably that one. Although it says it's a sun rune. I wonder if that only works for abilities that do sun damage, like that burst fire attack. Because others do lunar damage, which is to say ice damage. Will I max out that attack speed one? Probably. Yeah, chance to burn, chance to freeze. Yeah, so we are doing some burnination. You know what? I will put on that elemental mastery. It's a chance to light them on fire for some damage over time. Would be good for bosses, presumably. Some bosses would be sad by being lit on fire. I mean, a lot of people would be sad if they're lit on fire, and I would be. Light me on fire, I'm gonna be sad for the rest of my life. I'm sure you've all heard the notion where, yeah, if you teach a man how to build a fire, you build a man a fire, he's warm for a day, but if you set a man on fire, he's warm for the rest of his life. Same idea. Same general idea. At least you'll be warm, that's right. I'll be sad but warm for the rest of my life. You could do a lot worse. But generally speaking, no, I mean, this game is very satisfying. I'm really enjoying it. I appreciate that it's a little bit different, a different kind of take on what a lot of us know as the Survivors-like formula. I know there's other games kind of like this one that is Survivors-like, but it's like Dungeons and Dragons kind of, you know, swords and axes and spells. And that's what I thought this was going to be at first. I thought it was basically going to be a Survivors-like game, and that same kind of just, yeah, go until you get got by the Grim Reaper, or there was like some form of like kind of hard wall, maybe not hard walling, but a soft wall that you're not expected to get past in your first couple runs. The fact that the runs are predetermined and very discreetly defined is pretty cool, honestly. I do like it. Because that's the one thing that I know a lot of people don't like about roguelikes. It's like, man, it sucks not being able to do a thing because you haven't unlocked the, like, stat or upgraded the stat high enough that allows you to beat that enemy or that boss. And it kind of sucks, right? It kind of sucks to be like, oh, shit, yeah, you're supposed to die a bunch before you can get good. Where, as opposed to, like, because that feeling of, like, how was I supposed to know, or how was I supposed to have the skills necessary to make this thing doable? Like, it's kind of a helpless feeling to feel like it's outside of your control, where it's, like, not a skill issue, it's an RNG issue. Or maybe not even RNG, but just, like, your stats not being leveled up high enough. This game kind of sidesteps that, at least, because, yes, there is a meta progression. But the meta progression is something you have to build towards for sure. But I'm grateful that, yeah, not that it matters, obviously, because the run's about to end. Because, yeah, the fact that everything is predetermined as far as, like, the length of the run is really satisfying. I'm still just, yeah, you can try to attack those guys, but there's just no way. There's just no way. So for those who feel kind of burned by the roguelike aspect that games like this typically have, at least you're not getting screwed over at the start, at least, by like, oh crap, I have to just grind out the first encounter a bunch of times before I can afford the meta progression to level up my damage or my health to withstand the enemies. Not feeling like you're just kind of helpless without that built-in ability. One nice thing, so I mentioned the order over here of Shiz, or Siez is how you pronounce it, maybe? As you're fighting the bad guys, as a hunter, you're leveling up the faction level for hunters, which has this passive effect for better resistance to pierce chance, which I think means like an enemy piercing you, piercing your armor, that kind of thing. There's also bonus benefits as you reach certain milestones. So level 5, we got these guys. Level 10, we would get this cool thing as a cool artifact. So you're definitely incentivized to work towards that. There's a lot of things to like build towards, which is very satisfying. What I was thinking is that this would... Oh, here we go, the Band of the Lion. So now we have one for playing as barbarians. So you play as barbarians, so you get to do the same kind of thing. You get to like incrementally level towards doing more primary damage. And also unlocking lots of cool, fun abilities as that class. In addition to leveling up what you already have with the level up tokens. Spending your souls on these altars. Soul attract range. That's to bring the souls towards you, which is nice. Doesn't bring the pickups to you, but still, it's pretty helpful. So same thing. Seems like I'm getting 5 per level almost consistently. So I'll go ahead and do 2 ticks of that one, because it's all I can afford anyway. And for sure, we'll be playing a barbarian next, because I want to start to kind of spec towards that. In fact, I'm going to go and start shopping for some barbarian activities. Abilities. Yeah, same thing. Last time we did the... Let's see, there's a 2-handed sword and a 1-handed axe, but 2 of them, I think. That was the faster one. There's the throwing axe as well. Oh, it's a 1-handed throwing axe. That's kind of cool. So you could have that as a ranged weapon instead of bow and arrow, which is kind of neat. It's a 1-handed ranged weapon as opposed to melee, which is kind of neat. That's kind of useful. What's up, AC says this is a game I've not seen. This is in early access. It is an early access game. I think it's been in early access for not super long. Yeah, April 30th. April 30th for early access. And it has 1,500 reviews, which is pretty impressive. This game has done pretty darn well, things considered. So 1,500 reviews for a game that's been out for a little bit, so about 2 months. That's pretty darn good, I would say. It is an indie game, as you would have, probably a dumb thing to say. Of course it's an indie game, obviously. Probably fairly obvious. I'm gonna go and level this guy up. I think I'm gonna level him up twice, actually. Level up the Slayer's blade a couple times. Got a cool new bow for the next time we try the ranged lady. I'm curious about the other classes, because we know there's barbarian and hunter. There's thief, oathkeeper, and acolyte of Ku. So presumably thief is like a rogue fella, oathkeeper maybe like a paladin, and some kind of spellcaster probably. So we'll eventually get those. Eventually, probably. Other races eventually as well. We got filthy humans right now. We got fancy armor coming in hot, which is exciting. And permanent stat bonuses. We like those. Like those a lot. events, by the way. Normal and Shattered Dark rituals. Caravan of spirits can pass through. They might have the goods. That's exciting. What else can I spec into? Because this screen is sometimes just to look at what you've unlocked, as opposed to what can you buy or upgrade rather using your fun money tokens. We're also slowly acquiring the gold ones. I'm guessing the higher order level ones. Those ones probably need the fancy tokens. So throwing axes in random directions. Last time we did the seismic slam, and I liked it a lot. Icy spiky boys. We'll probably do the axe ones. The problem with the axe ones is that it's a ranged attack, and it's towards random enemies. I don't know. I don't know if I'm convinced. I don't know if I'm convinced that one's like the right call. This one has a overall less damage, but the fact that it's an AoE and it does pushback is so helpful. It does cost a lot more energy though, is the thing. But still, I don't really know if I want to mess with Axe Toss. I feel like I should try it, but at the same time, I think I already know the answer. I think I'm just going to like this one more, so I'm going to upgrade this one twice. We'll use that one next time. We'll use Whirlwind. That was fun. Execute random 3 enemies. That'd be really good against the bosses. So you know what? I will take that one. Same thing. I'll upgrade that one twice. That one could be exceptionally good for bosses. That's a fair point, Ace. Yeah. Other games that have an indie-esque view are not always, honest to goodness, indie, like proper indie titles. And also, there's like the people that will kind of poo-poo certain definitions, because this game does have a publisher. You know, there are those who might say, whoa, it's not an indie game if they have an honest-to-goodness publisher, even if it's of a fairly small publisher. You know, where's the cutoff, right? Like, for me, I don't really think too hard about it necessarily. I can't level this one up, obviously. So it's not something that I fret over or keep myself up at night trying to consider the definitions for. To me, it's like if it's indie, usually it's a small publisher. Usually if it's a small publisher, and by small, I usually mean publisher I've never heard of. Is Devolver Digital an indie publisher? I think so. I think they're indie. I mean, I typically consider Devolver Digital as a small house publisher, but they're not small time. I mean, they've made some pretty big titles, and they have quite a bit of notoriety in the industry. Same with Dread XP. Same with New Blood. New Blood has quite a bit of money in the grand scheme of things, and they're incredible. Like they make incredible games, and they do a good job of like doing stuff that feels closer to, like, you know, for gamers. Like their Discord server's full of memes. Their presentations are always very fun. I feel like they're like closer towards like the peeps, right? As opposed to just being this nameless entity that we usually associate with being publishers, or with game publishers, that is. As for where I'm going next, we're definitely going to be doing some barbarian shit. I feel like I should do the 3-tier something or another. Chasm of Fallen Heroes. I'm not going to look too closely at what we're going to unlock, but we've been doing only 2 bosses, 2 boss levels for a while, so a 3 boss level might be kind of fun. However, worse enemy damage and more health. So this answers the question: will the ante get raised? Will the levels start getting harder? Because they felt pretty easy so far. Here is the answer, I do believe. Very exciting. Yeah, Octopath, Bravely Default. I would assume Bravely Default has like a pretty big publisher. Is it Square? Well, not Square Enix. But it's also like, who's the publisher owned by? Because like Ace said, Dave the Diver's a good example of that. You look at the publisher and it seems all right, but then you dig deeper, and I think the publisher itself is a subsidiary of like Ubisoft or something. So many developers have huge publishers. I guess that's the thing. It's like, at what point do you make that cutoff? Because for me, it's kind of wobbly. When it's a publicly traded company, that is a fair point, yes. Generally speaking, if it's a publicly traded like company that's involved somehow, that is kind of a hard sell to say, well, this is an indie company. That one is like, well, can you really say it's indie? So in the case of Dave the Diver's developer or publisher, one of those two is clearly a subsidiary of the big one. Then there's Nexon. Yeah, I wouldn't call Nexon an indie game or indie developer, indie company either. That's a fair, that if nothing else, that absolutely is like a line in the sand that makes it pretty obvious. I kind of want to reroll movement speed, reduce bleed rate. That's nice. We would definitely want to do barbarians. Here we go. Bonus health, primal damage. Now, ooh, and damage to elites. Now, the good news with this character is that I like both those things. The other good news is we have more of the fun physics that we all know and love. Some more fun physics. As long as they make it, that's the thing too. I'm never gonna be like, ew, gross. I might turn my nose up a little bit at Ubisoft or EA, you know, or Activision. I will acknowledge there are game publishers that I'm like, I don't know. Like, I haven't played a Blizzard game in a long time, and it breaks my heart, but Activision Blizzard, it's just not the same, man. But generally speaking, as long as the game's good, that's what matters, honestly. That's what matters. Oh, there's shields eventually, but we're going to be using a two-handed weapon, probably. So no shields for us. So I might do the Treasure Boy. We could re-roll. I'm assuming it doesn't cost us anything to re-roll. Ooh, two-handed weapons. Let's do this one. Savage Upbringing. That kind of tracks well with barbarians in particular. We're gonna be a barbarian lady. Just gonna, we're just gonna, yep, we're just gonna jiggle our way over and slap this guy. We got spodlers. Here, give me my weapon. This guy just so happened to be carrying. Yeah, I want to use the Slayer's Blade. So we have the throwing axes, melee axes, or one sword. Oh, I'm wrong. Oh no, it is two-handed. Okay, on the picture, it looked like it was a one-handed one. As eventually we'll be able to use shields. Dave the Diver. Murder all the wildlife. Really interesting. I wouldn't have expected that to come out of nowhere on that one. This terminology still throws me. Damage taken, staggered. Going up by 25%. I think what they mean is you take less damage overall, I think is what they mean. And the damage taken reduced per life loss. Like, that makes sense too, obviously. But, like, the damage taken staggered, that one always takes me a second to be like, I think I know what they mean, but the wording is, like, questionable to me, at least. Take this one. So, previously, it was spoilers, or not spoilers, it was skeletons and zombies. Now it's spoilers. Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect that from Dave the Diver. I have not played that game yet, but it's one I would like to play at some point, just given that it, you know, won all these amazing awards, and apparently it's a very good game, but taking some odd directions that I wouldn't have expected necessarily. It's like Remedy Entertainment. That's curious. I wouldn't consider Remedy indie just by, like, notoriety, you know, just because they've like made big games. But if they are technically indie by that definition, I would have considered that, but that is very interesting. That is very interesting. They've worked with Epic. I guess the thing, if it's one thing to collaborate versus being like owned or subsidiaried by in some ways. Staggered means you take 25% of the damage after a delay. That makes more sense. So staggered is, I guess, a more common term that I'm just not aware of. That makes more sense. Okay, thank you, August. That does help. Better arc for reaching arc so I can attack more dudes. Because we're gonna be all melee all the time here. Eventually, we'll want more attack or more movement speed too. Also, some armor wouldn't hurt. Some clothing wouldn't hurt, so I'm not just naked. And reminder, if anyone ever wants to play this game and you feel so inclined, you could literally make your person naked when you have no armor on. You could be donging around and boobling around boobly if you really wanted to. It's defaulted off to it's defaulted to no, so I left it as off. I'm no prude. Listen, I'm no prude. But it's like I'm not gonna go out of my way for it either. Ooh, look at this fancy looking spider boy. I will take crit hit chance, power ability. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, it's like it's that kind of staggering. That makes sense. We'll definitely need a lot of healing for sure. For sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll take that one for sure. I'll eventually want that other one that we saw. There's one that we saw that I earlier. That was, well, the resilience one. I'll definitely want the resilience one because, yeah, we're going to be taking a lot of damage. We didn't take nearly as much, obviously, when we were playing as the long-range person, but this is going to be a kind of a different experience. Whirlwind was cool. Execute sounds fun. Counter throw sounds kind of cool, too. When they're about to hit you, or throw something at you, rather, throw projectiles throw shurikens at them. It has a 0.25 second cooldown. Whereas every once per second, you'll just, I guess, execute dudes. Specifically if they're already injured. I'm guessing injured means they've taken damage already, as opposed to, like, less than half health. I'm thinking that could be very good against bosses and elite enemies. So long as injured doesn't mean like super close to death. Healing and lifesteal get pretty sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Like, otherwise you'd be able to lifesteal through hits that would otherwise one-tap you. But I don't want to get tapped. What'll Gracie think if they're tapping me? Alright, so no pants yet, but we can get a bra. Wow, that really is just a bra, by the way. Silver chainmail top. We saw the silver chainmail bottom earlier. The silver chainmail bottom really was the chainmail thong. That, like, is in every, like, role-playing game from the late 90s, early 2000s. So, chainmail bra, chainmail thong. So we got the chainmail bikini. There we go. Attack speed. It is pretty good. This one's pretty good, too. It has some resistances. It's appropriate that this has, like, no defensive abilities. Well, I guess resistance to piercing chance, which is nice. But very little in the way of, like, resistance to things. Or damage reduction. Damn, I hate to say it, but I might have to go for this one. All memes aside, are we any more clothed than we were earlier? No, we are not. We absolutely are not. In fact, it might even be more revealing. Do I make the slam cooler? I would love to make the slam cooler. 2 rune options. Crit hit damage or crit hit chance? Let's do crit hit chance, I'm thinking. Yeah, I think not full health. I think that's what they mean. As opposed to being like, oh, that means like half health or less. Or quarter health. To be injured, yeah, it means they've taken some hits. Taken some juice. Fantasy armor, that's right. Yep. Nipple tassels, that's right. And then for dudes, that would of course means the tip of your penis has like a little metal cap on it, but only the tip. And I guess maybe some of the balls, but like some balls gotta be showing, obviously. Like that's what the people want, right? You want some of the pubis to be showing. I should probably take this because it's gonna get spicy otherwise. Like eventually we'll want some damage reduction. I can't just go all aggro given that we know this challenge will have elevated damage and enemies with way more health. Also, they're slinging mud at us from the distance. They're monkeys throwing piles of shit at us. No, they're probably like... Oh, actually, they might be dung beetles. That'd be very funny. No, it's just spiders being meanies. Ouch. Okay, well, I might want to kill... If I can get some more health back, please. Yeah, get some more of those healing orbs. Trying to get more kills so I can get more healing orbs. So not a lot have been spawning. Oh, so we lost our first health bar. Which means we're going to start slowly bleeding out. Some more healing orbs will be important. My healing orb chance might be very low, honestly. Be a very low healing orb chance. Let's do the execute one. That sounds fun. And crit hit damage. Sure. So I might actually have to take the one that says, give me some healing orbs. I thought for sure I would have just grabbed one by now, but it has yet to happen. Go for the modesty garment. Armored ball bra. There you go. Maximum support. Yeah, the armored dick sling. That's right. Yeah, protecting the weak spot, but does not restrict mobility. It's important. It's very important. Let's see. Damage to injured. So we don't actually have the healing orb one yet here. Damage to injured. There we go. That one's always good. Again, good for bosses in particular and elite bad guys. Instant attack chance. I'm guessing that means just like an extra attack without having to wait for the cooldown. I'm guessing that's what that means. We're jumping up to more all damage does sound nice. 30% is better than 24%, or yeah, than 20% rather. So I might still kind of go for that one. Projectile amount. We don't really do projectiles. Power ability going up does sound nice, especially by 40%. I think I'm going to go for this one. I feel like that's the call. To make. But I gotta get some more equipment drops. Because we... Oh, there was a small healing orb. So we have like a 1% chance of a healing orb. We definitely want more equipment that drops them more often. Because I'm realizing now we're kind of behind the 8 ball here. A little scary. A little bit scary. What's up, Shake? He says, I've commandeered... Oh, no. It's good to see you, bud. I appreciate you popping in. You don't have to. No, I'm just happy to see you popping in, man. It's good to see you. We got to game with Shake the other day. Got to game with the boys, and it was a very fun time. Yo, Fawn, thank you for that raid. He says any second now. Shake's like, it's coming. Just wait a second. Now, thank you guys. Thank you guys for that raid. Thank you to Shake for nudging the raid. And listen, I know how Shake operates. Poor Fawn probably said, I don't want to raid this Super Hobbit guy. He seems weird, but Shake was like... Shake can be very persuasive. Shake was like, listen, Fawn, if you don't raid Super Hobbit, then those things I've blackmailed you into not talking about, that might have to come to fruition. You know, Shake can be very persuasive. He can be a very forceful personality. And Fawn was probably like, please, no, I'm so scared. But, you know, Shake probably forced them without wanting to raid me. He probably forced it. But anyway, no, it's good to see you guys. Thank you for that raid. We're playing Conquest Dark. Cool little survivors-like. Right now we have a very melee-centric kind of character. Got a melee barbarian. We're slamming spiders all over the place. And this is a higher difficulty challenge than the ones earlier. We got Big Spider, the Dormant Death Fang. I'm also lacking on healing right now, so I'm having to play it a little bit safe. And normally, playing it safe in games like this isn't fun. Isn't as fun, rather, but it's true. I've been kind of getting my ass kicked a little bit. And it's my own damn fault, because I kind of forgot to spec into healing. And it's my own damn fault, honestly. But we're still doing mostly okay. Okay, I say that. That guy, he just ate one of my health bars. Yeah, so I'm trying to play it smart. There we go, he's dead. Never mind. He can't hurt us anymore. He can't hurt us anymore. It's good. Ace says, listen, you whack yourself in the forehead, you're going to feel a little bit sore. Whack yourself in the penis, you're going to be doubled over in pain. Not wrong. You're not wrong. Fawn is playing some Path of the Titans. Wait, hold on. Path of the Titans. I don't think I know what that one is, actually. I'll be curious to know what that one is. We were edging the raid. And then play some Night Rain. I'd be down for some Night Rain later. Oh, actually, maybe later tonight. I have to be a responsible fella and get to bed at a not stupid hour. But I might be down for some Night Rain after stream. Yeah, Spider was very healthy. Thank you, Fawn, for that raid. Fawn says, I love this great name. Well, thank you. If you're a fellow Lord of the Rings enjoyer, then I might be biased, but I think you have good tastes. Not that I'm biased. Not that I'm biased at all. Like a dinosaur survival game. Nice. That sounds awesome. Fawn, thank you for that raid. Thank you for letting Shake strong arm you into raiding me. I'm sure there were way more cooler and way more interesting raid targets. So I appreciate you taking mercy on me. I'm just joking around, but thank you. I really appreciate you. And whenever somebody raids, it's always a fun opportunity for me to ask if there's any clips of yours to share. Because you've done me a solid by raiding me, and that's super nice. You're bringing your peeps to me. You're bringing your folks to check me out. The least I could do is nudge my folks to check you out. Best way to do that is like, yo, if you got a fun clip of yours to share, any fun clips or a YouTube short or a TikTok video, anything of yours you want to share, I am super down. I'm sure you've seen where some streamers have the thing that automatically grabs a clip when someone raids them, though. Someone grades you and the clip just autoplays, but sometimes a clip will be saved that's not very interesting, so the auto clip is sometimes just kind of meh. So I like to ask if there's one you're really proud of, one that you think is like especially representative of the content you make, one you think was super fun, or one that was really cringe. If Fawn, if you're gonna say no, I'm good, but one of your viewers has one that's like very embarrassing, I love those too, because every streamer has that one clip where it's like oh god, please don't show them that one, please. Oh god, that one's so embarrassing. And then the one viewer's like and they post the link. I love that shit too. Still no healing options here, which is a little bit sad, but I think I might take the all damage. Well, we have two all damage ones. I did pass up a primary attack fella, but this is all damage. It's all damage. It's so tantalizing. Just kidding. I like the more health. I'll take the Savage Loincloth. That way it's more health. We'll take it. Our poor lady, she must be getting very cold. We keep buying, or not buying, but finding armor for her. But there's still, like, you know, just a lot of skin showing. So, like, I hope she's not cold. Like, the dude character, you get armor for him. He's, like, kitted out. But the lady, it's like, how is this comfortable? Projectiles. We don't have projectiles. We are all melee all the way, so I'll do everything else. Also, I forgot I have that leap. Leap and lizards. I got that leap. This is a problem though, because I'm gonna need healing eventually. Eventually, this is gonna come home to roost, and that's gonna be a problem as these bad guys continue to harsh the vibes. Shake says, Alex, you have to play Night Rain now. Then he says, Cox gun with menacing... load shotgun with menacing intent. Unfortunately, we're probably going to be wrapping up the stream in probably half an hour or so. So unfortunately, you know, by the time it takes me to quit out and start up, I'd probably just stick with this one. But I might be able to join in after the stream. I'll kind of see how I'm feeling once the stream ends. But, oh, there's a single health orb. Look at that. As my health bars continue to dwindle. Dwindling health bars. Too real, man. It's too goddamn real. Class mastery. Clastery, if you will. Got some sus moments. I do love hearing sus moments. Or seeing them, even. People stealing balls? I'm down, Fawn. Yeah. If you want, you can just post the link into the chat. We can all watch it together. I am extremely down. I'm extremely down to see the weird, goofy shit. Out of context quotes. I love that shit. In fact, here's an out of context quote for you right now. Bam. Hobbit Dingle is the best dingle. That's right. Thank you, Farsight. So yeah, we're all about that kind of shit. We're all about that weird, questionable context and questionable content. That's correct too. But questionable context is kind of what we're all about here. So, fits very well. Fits very well. It's always nice when it fits well. You know, that's always a nice sensation. And this guy thinks he's gonna be a fancy fella. It's a big skeleton man, thinking he can pull up on my shit. Joke's on him. I've been pulling up on my own shit for years. Ouch. I was gonna say, I think if I just go behind him, there we go. That seems to work pretty well. Soul attract range, passive ability, damage, more power ability. Also, still no healing orbs. Goddamn, but reduced bleed rate might not hurt. That one might not hurt. It might not hurt too bad. Oh, here we go. Oh, Shake and Fawn's got some. Oh, I'm gonna watch both. Best believe I'm gonna watch both with no hesitation. Here's the one Shake's got. He's like, I got something for you, Alex. Oh, it's a Shake clip.
I feel like this is the best part, because what are they gonna do? What could they do? They are in a car. They're going to fly away, and we'll be fine.
Oh!
Bye. They shot me!
They fucking murdered you.
Me! No! Roman
he was so confident.
Away, doesn't even care.
Playing some
Roman
GTA 4, right?
Doesn't even care. Roman just wandered.
Yeah, when he got fucking murdered, you just rolled up on your shit and murked you instantly, and Roman casually
shot me. They shot me. No!
Saunters away.
Roman just walks away. Doesn't even care. Roman doesn't even care.
You probably even took him bowling, didn't you? So thankless, so thankless. Here's the one from Fawn.
Become sentient and start like neutering humans.
I actually heard a story where tourists were going to China and they were getting their balls like kidnapped or cut off or whatever.
Kidnapped?
Ball napped.
I mean, it's like kidnapping.
That is the perfect name for stealing someone's balls, because you're stealing their kids.
It's kind of kidnapping if you
It's
think about
indirect
it.
kidnapping. I'm picking up what you're putting. It's indirect kidnapping. It's kids later being napped. So yeah, no, I think it tracks. I think it tracks. That's amazing. And that's some Dark Souls 3. So yeah, Fawn, it sounds like you guys gonna be doing some Night Rain. Yeah, I think I might be able to join in on some Night Rain. I can maybe do one run, which is usually how it starts, right? That's how it starts. Oh, just one run, bro. Just one run, and then you look at the clock and it's 3 a.m. Yeah, don't steal the balls. Yeah, I wasn't planning on it. But now I'm absolutely sure not to. Hearing about my dingle, and now we're stealing the balls. And of course, there was also the grandma game. We played the grandma game a couple days ago, and that was a fun time too. The grandma game was especially funsies. Yeah. Stealing the balls, but in a delayed fashion. I'm just saying, it's depending on how the chips fall. You know how you define these things. I think it makes sense. I think it makes plenty of sense. But thank you, Fawn, for that raid. Really do appreciate you. Thank you to Shake for guiding that raid. We've gotten to game with Shake a whole bunch of times lately, which has been super fun. We've gotten to do... We kind of have this, like, pseudo-standing recurring co-op night we have with Shake and Alias and Krath and maybe Fury Forged if we can, you know, twist his arm into gaming with us. I wouldn't blame Fury Forged to, like, hear the kind of nonsense we say in our Discord calls and be like, I don't know if I want to be associated with these nerds. Like, I wouldn't blame him for, you know, hearing the goop. What was the one we had yesterday where there was the guy in Din's Champion whose name was Scumlord, and I was like, guys, that's one letter away from my favorite nickname I had in high school. And then the whole call went really quiet. And then, I think everyone lost a little bit of respect for me. But anyway, but I had a good time, and that's what matters. So no, it's always fun in a game with Shake, and appreciate you guiding the raid to us, especially because Shake raids me all the damn time. So it's like, man, he's being too nice to me. He's being too nice to me, which means he's gonna have a hard time getting rid of me when you do get sick of me. When I do something so degenerate and so debauched, you say, I'm out of here. This Hobbit kid, he's dead to me. Get his ass out of here. Oh, by the way, there's the healing soul. There it is. That's what I wanted. How appropriate, by the way. How appropriate that it's, look at that, you see? Spawn a healing soul, and we're getting boots? Because it's the soul, it's like on the shoe, the soul of the... I'm so sad. No, anyway, no, it's good. That's good because Lord knows we are in dire need of healing. We are in desperation times. Yeah, we like that Shake guy. He's a good dude. He's a good duder. Just don't tell him I said that. If Shake hears me saying something nice about him, that throws my whole aura off. We can't be having that. So, oh, there we go. 10% chance. There we go. 10% chance, baby. All up from here, baby. All up. Yeah, just don't tell Shake I said anything nice about him. I need him thinking I'm a you know, real cold customer. Then the second any of my friends hears something nice from me, it'll ruin this finely crafted kind of vibe about myself. You know, people know that I'm a real meanie. And I'm very intimidating. I've been told I have a very intimidating, like, kind of personality. So, you know, very much want to lean into that. By the way, health is still kind of sitting exactly where it was. Oh, it's another raid! That's from Death Topping. Death Topping, that's so nice. But we actually just had a raid minutes before you arrived. So there's all kinds of bonkers-ass generosity happening tonight. I don't know who I fooled into thinking I was a cool dude to deserve such things. So thank you, my friends. Thank you for these raids. That's super cool of you. Also, I have the dumb. The reason I haven't been healing is not because I'm not healing. It's because once you lose a health bar, you don't gain that health bar back. Oh, it's a barbarian fella. Oh, that's the developer's name. The developer's name is Zordolf. I'm scared. The developer has personally entered my game. Oh, he's gonna eat my ass. And not in the good way. Oh, the rocks. The rocks are painful. All right, don't get stuck by the rocks, Alex. Don't do it. Death Topping. Thank you, bud. That's super nice. We're playing a weird but very fun little indie game. It's called Conquest Dark. It is a cool... Or you know what? I'm doing the thing where I get behind him. Or the rocks might hurt him. I don't know if I can kill him. He might be too powerful. I'm getting behind him. I'm gonna slap his ass. Is it working? Am I slapping his ass? Oh god, I'm losing more health. I think he's slapping my ass. Yeah, I think it's not working. I gotta get smart. More attack speed per life loss. Yes, I need that. I'm losing more lives than I want to admit. He's only lost 2 lives. I've lost 6, which is less than good. So he's not like a random thing. He is an honest-to-goodness boss battle. Oh, look at that. I'm a skeleton now. I'm a skeleton with 1 human leg, so I don't have the jiggling anymore. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I have the jiggling, but maybe they're just skeletal jigglings now. But anyway, we're doing more damage at least. But the problem is that not enough health things are dropping. That makes me sad. Well, I wanted a harder challenge, and I'm getting it. Oh, but he's susceptible to the environmental stuff. That's good to know. Yeah, the dudes, I think, have stopped... I think they'd stopped dropping healing. Oh, no, there's a little heal that just dropped just there. Uh-oh. So I'm on my last health bar. If I die, I die. If he dies, he dies. I think this is just a battle you're maybe not supposed to win the first time you see him, because this is it. Like, he's just outspecs me in every way. He just does more damage. It's one thing to, like, maybe the strat is, yeah, just hit him a bunch. Or not hit him a bunch, kill a bunch of other dudes for a while. And then build up your special meter, that kind of thing. Use your power abilities, that kind of thing. Try to get more healing. 1 more hit and we're dead. We're dead. There it is. Yes, that's the developer. The name of the developer, at least. Zordolf. I'm guessing that just has a chance to happen. There's just a chance they'll pop in and slap your butt around a little bit. Good old-fashioned butt slapping. Anyway, Death Topping, thank you for that raid. You were playing some Oblivion. Is it the remaster? Oh, yeah, Oblivion remaster. I see it now. That's fantastic. Thank you. My dude, we're playing a cool little Survivors like you just saw me get my ass kicked. If you have any clips to share, I'd love to see them. Like Whale pointed out, whenever people pop in and raid us, I always like to ask if there's any clips of yours to show off with us, because you brought your peeps to me. The least I can do is nudge my folks to check you out. And it's that way everybody wins, you know, that way, because you're bringing peeps to me, I'm bringing peeps to you. We got that cross-pollination. We're crossing the streams, literally crossing the streams, but the good kind. And not sharing a toilet crossing the streams, but maybe later, you know, depending on how we feel about each other. But anyway, no, it's good to see him. Whale says, I directed him here, I tricked him. Well, Whale, thank you for executing an extremely high-stakes charisma roll. Thank you for doing so properly, using your superior charisma to trick poor, unsuspecting Death Topping. Whale was probably like, yo, Death Topping, there's this cool guy named Super Hobbit. He's really handsome, very charismatic. He's very tall. Whale was probably like, yo, you want to raid a guy who's really tall? I got you. This guy's huge. And then I got bad news. I'm actually a hobbit. I'm a biblically accurate hobbit. It's true. I'm a short glass of water. So if you want to raid into somebody big and big and strong and tall, I got bad news. He says, I've been bamboozled. Disappointed. No, I appreciate though, man. I appreciate Death Topping for the raid and Whale for directing the raid. 2 raids tonight. 2 raids back to back, directed from other friends of ours, which is super cool. Super cool, you guys. I'm gonna go shopping a little bit. I feel like I gotta do another barbarian run. I feel like I got robbed of my barbarian. Shields would be cool eventually. I don't know if our guy gets shields. That's probably the Conquistador. No, the Oath Keeper. A Conquistador, yes. So, we could try the axes. But it says it's melee. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Oh, we have a cool axe. Here we go. Yeah, these are the ones that are projectiles, right? So we could do that one again. Or, well, we actually haven't tried it. We could do that one and do a projectile barbarian build. But it seems like barbarians are all about not necessarily being, like using, projectile, like using long range shenanigans. Usually they're like up close and personal. Granted, they do have throwing weapons as a proficiency. We do have a number of ranged ability thingies that would be nifty. What I don't know is if you need to have... Oh, it even says, yeah, long bows. So what would I have for power abilities? Short bows, long bows, two-handed maces. It would have to be axe toss. Yeah, it'd have to be axe toss. Yeah. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. We could try it. I'm curious about this guy. This is a very slow attack. And hits fewer enemies per attack. But the crit damage, just the damage in general, is popping off. So that might be sick. It might be good against bosses. And we faced down a scary boss just now that kind of slapped my ass around. So I might do that one. And then is there anything else I could maybe level a little bit into as a treat? Whirlwind. We did execute, which was fine. I think I'll just save my points, honestly. We'll just save the points. And then we'll try. Do I want to try another 3 for? Let's do another 3 for. Or maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should do the 2-fers. Maybe the 2-fers are like the lower hanging fruits. This has a little bit of an increase in difficulty. Not quite as spicy as the others. Because the 3-fer has like a big increase. 10% more damage, 50% more health per tier. This one is only 5 and 25% per tier, so not quite as sharp of an increase, which is nice. And maybe that's what you're supposed to do, kind of take it little by little. I do appreciate when you kill a boss, the boss stays dead. Presumably, if I were to pop back in there again, fucking Zoldol the Omniscient, Zoldolf, rather, might pop in again. I don't know if that's a random chance thing or what, but we might have to contend with him again there. So we'll do the Coastal Cave instead. We'll do the Coastal Cave instead. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. We got a couple quickies. Yeah, let's watch those real quick. Thank you again death top. It's very sweet of you. Again, Whale, thank you for guiding the raid here. Death topping, I'm sure, had way cooler people he could have raided, and yet he settled for my short little ass, so thank you, bud. Let's see what death topping has been up to in their games. Thank you again to Fawn for her raid as well.
Yes.
That's a good Scooby impression. I like the echo too, or the reverb.
Is there anybody in here?
That's good. That's a good one. Here's another one. Another quickie.
Oh, thank God. No, shut up. Shush! I don't want to hear it! I don't want to... No! I'm the one doing the screaming right now.
She was very angry.
Thank you. Fucking piece of shit. At least I got some morphine.
Helps dull the pain. Also, I'm sure like that probably hurt your ears a little bit. Cry of Fear. I've played the multiplayer of Cry of Fear. I've never played the single player of Cry of Fear, but I have played the multiplayer.
2 quarters. Oh shit! I only have 2 quarters. Let's see.
Ooh.
You want
Oh.
anything? I got 2 quarters. What do you want? You want some soda? Oh, there's more of you. Yeah, I'll get a drink for you, not your friends. Your friends will have to pay though.
Can you bribe them with coffee? I was gonna say, if you bribe them with coffee, will they not murder you? I'm not familiar with the SCP games, but I know there's some of them that will murder you very willingly and quickly, no hesitation. So yeah, if that's what it takes, if bribing the bad guys with coffee works, then I'm not one to doubt anyone's methods. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Got some good. Those were some good clips. I like the rapid fire of like 3 short ones. Well, Scatter, no, it's totally fine. I do the exact same shit. Whenever I raid out, it's always like, oh god, I need to like use the restroom. I need to take the dog out. I gotta grab a snack. I'm usually like kind of bouncing around myself, so I totally get it. I appreciate you, bud. Thank you again for that raid. You're a cool duders. And Whale, like I said, guiding the raid. Shake guided Fawn's raid earlier, so we've had a number of friends be very generous to us. So I appreciate you guys. I will do my darndest to deliver quality content that is worthy of your lovely viewers that you've brought in, and I definitely won't say anything to make them cringe. I definitely won't drink out of a water bottle that says my own piss on it. I would never do or say or act out on things that are strange or otherwise cringe. Being cringe on stream, never heard of them. Never heard of them. Rerolls and damage to elites. I do like damage to elites. The problem is, how many times can you reroll these? That clearly is a limited number. The 5. I wonder what the 5. Oh, that's the faction level. That's the faction level, yeah. Yeah, we have a channel point redemption. We have a channel point redemption that says, put a funny label on my water bottle. And you can imagine, we've done a lot of very classy things. We've done a lot of classy things. That way, when I drink from my water bottle, label out, it's nice and exploitable, right? Anything to make myself look ridiculous is something I will very willingly jump into with no hesitation. More barbarian shenanigans just because we haven't... I want another win as a barbarian, if that's so wrong. If that's so wrong, I don't want to be right. Probably still 2-handed weapons. Sounds good. And we're a lady again. Apparently it's ladies' night in the Barbarians Club tonight. Usually when I think of barbarian, I think of like big, burly, muscular dudes. So the fact we're very voluptuous hair, very scantily clad ladies. I'm not gonna be sad about scantily clad ladies. I know it's a very bold opinion to have. I know. So bold in today's day and age. It's true. I'm not afraid of a lady character in a video game that has things visible. I will not be scared of it. Okay, it's a little scary, but I won't be too scared. It's a little scary. I might get scared. I might need to like the Scooby-Doo thing, right? I might need to like jump up and like have someone like hold me and we'll tremble together like Shaggy and Scooby would do when they would get scared. For anybody curious, this is a survivors-like, and look at that. No mod. Look, ma, no hands. It is a game where it's auto-attacking. Everything is auto-attacking. All you do is you move, you do some dashing. We picked a very slow and stupid weapon because I am slow and stupid. And we're trying to survive throughout the entire ritual. The ritual is them summoning bosses and us attacking said bosses. And the little times 10 on the top, that is the number of health bars we have, which might sound kind of weird, but like, yeah, the idea is that every time your health bar goes empty, you start to take damage over time that you can heal past, with enough like health orbs, enough healing being dropped, that kind of thing. But there's special abilities you build up towards. We're about to do that seismic one. There we go. There's extra abilities as you level up. There's equipment you can find to juice yourself up a bit. Definitely want to get past that attack speed one by making ourselves a little bit faster. But attack reach would be helpful, because this weapon is slow and big, so hitting more dudes per attack would be nifty. Yeah, it's a pretty cool survivor's like. I'm liking it so far. Critical hit chance go up. I like that. Scantily clad, voluptuous barbarian ladies. I know. Red Sonja, the Conan comics. It is biblically accurate barbarians. It's true. Resistance is good. Critical hit chance is good. Primary attack damage, we like that too. The attack speed one would be nice. Chance for rare items going huge up. That one's very tantalizing. And again, you can see, again, lady characters in RPGs like this, or roguelikes, I suppose. Same kind of thing, where like, if this were a dude, the armor would be like, you know, maybe like a part of like some padding or something like that. But for us, it's just like glorified bras. But they're metal, so it's fine, right? Yeah, it's very realistic. Very realistic, obviously. Healing souls are good. I feel like the rare items one could be really cool, so I'll take that one. Destroyer axe, yes. Destroyer axe, but I hardly even know her axe. So critical hit chance, please. So we're doing more damage now for sure, and a level. Crit hit chance, power ability damage. We'll definitely want that one eventually. I'll take this one for now. We're definitely hitting harder. Yeah, bikini male. Yeah, only the finest and most realistic. We care a lot about realism in video games. Every once in a while, you'll hear like a new Call of Duty game will come out, or a new Battlefield game will come out, and like there might be something like this happened with Battlefield 1. I think there was a woman on the cover of Battlefield 1, and because with Battlefield 1 it was all about World War 1. I think that was a World War 1 game, and there were like chuds online being like, I'm so bothered because women weren't frontline soldiers in World War 1. I'm so upset. Realism is so important in video games. Meanwhile, bikini armor. Yes, we care about realism in video games, don't we? We care about these kinds of accurate details. It's so important. Attack reach would be nice. Attack speed would be nice too. I like that a lot. But healing orbs, I definitely need those. I need those healing orbs. Because if I don't have healing orbs, I will be a sad panda. Which is exactly what happened to me last run. I built my character poorly and I was ruining that day. This day even. Can't forget about Xena. Cannot forget about Xena. Cannot forget about Xena. It's mobility. You know, I love the example of the wing divers in EDF. Earth Defense Force, where they're like, yes, the wing divers wear little armor so they can remain mobile and agile in the battlefield. And then you look at their armor, or their lack of armor, and you see the excessive jiggling. You go, yeah, that's why. Yes. It's not for Hornt. It's not for Hornt reasons at all. No, it's not because of Hornt. It's because we care so much about agility. And the fun thing about that is, in EDF, the game is constantly reminding you. Now remember, the wing divers must remain agile at all times. They wear little armor. It's like the game is trying to be like, I promise, bro. It's not that we're horny, bro. No, it's because we care about agility. Please don't tell on Mom. Please don't judge us, man. Now, I appreciate we're fighting some like flesh and blood boys. Blood boys. And they are very chonky. And the skeletons have been fun. But now we get to like make some dudes that are squishy and pulpy and glorpy. These are all really good. Crit chance is good. I think I'll take that attack reach. Continuing to be, because yeah, then we can arc further out. I feel like that's very useful for a weapon that's slow and stupid. So projectile pierce, so we don't care about that. We have no projectiles to pierce. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. If not just for that, that makes me happy. The +1, I like a good +1. Attack reach is good too. Yeah, that's the choice. I'm feeling better about this build for sure. Come on in. Oh wait, no, did I pick execute? Oh, I have both. No, oh wait, no, I'm a dummy. It's one or the other, not both. This one. I just have the one primordial one. Yeah, let's take the Bic. I put the Dick. This one's the Bic. And I do mean that it is called D-I-K. You can see right there. Rune Dick. So I'm not just being pee-pee poo-poo haha. That is actually what it's called. But I am a fan of pee-pee poo-poo. It's true. I've been known to joke about such things. Spirit Caravan event. My first one. Can I see the ghosties? Here's the ghosties. Now, do I kill them or do I, like, buy stuff from them? You kill them. Just like in Night Rain. How do you hurt bad guys in Night Rain, Alex? Well, you hurt them with weapons. You swing with weapons. Okay, how do I heal my friends in Night Rain? You hit them with weapons. Elden Ring knows one form of communication. And Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, all these games know one form of interaction, and it's violence. Primary damage or resistance to piercing. Probably primary damage. Primarily. Attack. Oh, I'd like that attack arc a lot. That's huge for this kind of weapon. Do I want more speed? Or more health or more damage? Speed would help because we are a slow bastard. I would like to be a less slow bastard. I wish to be a less slow bastard, me during kindergarten. If I do my job right, this won't even come into play. More crit chance, please. But I do want more attack speed for sure. Ouch. Now, some of the bad guys do have a chance to dodge. Sometimes it's not even a chance. Sometimes it's like they'll guarantee dodge one thing first. So I shouldn't like just assume like there, right there. Like I shouldn't just assume that I'll kill what I slap. Sometimes they can get past a slap. But yeah, this one is feeling very confident. Now I say that Zohak. It's not the big guy. It's just a guy. He's dodging my shit. I don't appreciate that. Ouch. So he will teleport behind me, and I think it is personal. Yeah, I think it is personal, kid. I gotta be very careful and keep my dodges ready to roll because he will pop up suddenly. I'm removing his clothes and also his skin. I too was turning into a naked skeleton earlier. In fact, I died as a naked skeleton. I guess we all turn into naked skeletons eventually. Kind of inevitable. Defenses are pretty good. They are. They are. And I tend to brush them aside more often than I want to admit, but it's true. I've been known to be like, offense is fun, and then get fucking murdered. And then surprise Pikachu face when it all goes to dick, and not the good kind of dick. Stalker Boots. So this only has 2, but this has 3. These both have 3. All damage. Chance to heal. Movement speed. Ooh, man. It really does come down to more damage or chance to spawn healing. Questionably, I'm going to take the damage. Resistance would be nice. I think, you know what? Actually, movement speed. I think I'll take movement speed. That'll make me feel more confident. Only a 5% increase. We got the Spodlers, by the way. Yeah, here's the problem. I'm being suckered into a false sense of security with the fact that my build is a lot more successful, a lot more confident this time, which is the perfect opportunity for the pride to happen just before the fall. Twice the pride, the more satisfying the fall. My keycap came loose. There we go. But we're getting those heals. In fact, there's a lot of heals in the battlefield we haven't grabbed yet because we're at full health a lot of the time. So, yeah, it's already much less dire, which makes me feel better. If there's a claymore approaching my nuts, I will back the fuck up. Smart man. Smart man, Ace. It is a pretty cool game. Yeah, if you enjoy survivors-like games, so Vampire Survivors, Halls of Torment, that kind of game, this is a very good one. It's a very good game. It's still early access, and there's still a lot of stuff for them to add. I think they have a lot of classes that have not been implemented. Classes and, like, different kinds of playable races. Eventually. They're probably elves and dwarves, that kind of shit. So, there's definitely more where this came from, but I'm liking it a lot so far. The nice thing about this game, I was thinking about this earlier. I know of some people that don't really like roguelikes and roguelites, because a lot of roguelikes and roguelites kind of depend on you dying. You know, you kind of have to get your ass kicked to get good. Like, you die, you go back to the shop, you spend like meta progression points to juice your guy up, get better abilities or stronger abilities, better stats, and then you go back in and then you die a little bit later, go back in, you die a little bit later. Some people don't like that kind of thing. Because it's like, because it can feel like no matter how good they are at the game, they're guaranteed to suck at it for a while, and that lack of control can feel lame. Personally, I kind of like, well, I love roguelikes, and I like how this game does it where the challenges are very, like, finely tuned. I did do the 3-tier challenger, and it did kick my ass, but that was kind of a special occasion because we saw a boss that I'd never seen before that was extra spicy. But generally speaking, the 2-tier challenges are pretty chill, and they kind of guide you into the first like several rituals that are really not too hard. At least they've yet to be too silly. These 2-tier tier 2 rituals, that is. So instead of being like, oh fuck, I'm like getting my ass kicked and I'm dying at the start, we're actually completing levels and doing great at the start. But I know there's harder things coming. So the difficulty is there, and the meta progression is also there. But I appreciate that it's a little bit less, I think less punishing and less like just beating the shit out of you at the start. Because yeah, the start of every roguelike is always going to be a little bit spicy. A little bit spicy. But I appreciate you popping in, topping, and thank you again to Whale for guiding the raid. Elgasso points out, we do have block chance. It's not a very generous block chance, but it's something. It is tempting. 2.5 is pretty rough, and that's the first time I've seen block chance ever show up in this game. I think once we get shields, we'll see more of that. So I think I'll actually take the health for defensive purposes. Just banging your head against the wall. That's how it can feel sometimes. Understandable. Was I the kind of kid that when I played Pokemon, I only gave them attack moves? Abso-goddamn-lutely. I absolutely was the kind of kid that just ignored how overpowered Amnesia was. Completely busted-ass move Amnesia was in Red and Blue. Completely overpowered. It was 2 ticks of special attack damage going up. 2 ticks of special attack going up, and I never used it because I would be doing damage always. I definitely was that kid, and it did carry me to the Elite Four, and I always beat the game just fine, so I was okay. But when it came time to do, like, dueling with the homies, I always got fucking rolled by the kids that were smart and fucking knew better. That's how it goes. There is also Soulstone Survivors. It does help with your healing orbs. I guess that's something I hadn't considered, because 2.5% chance is pretty small. But at least with the healing orbs, you know, overall, that is still something that does help. Like Elgasso said, that all those defensive things together do add up. That's a fair point. Speaking of which, I think I will grab this one because that's a big jump in healing souls. If I do my job right, I hopefully won't need them. And it does seem like leveling up. Or no, this is not leveling up. This is armor. So yeah, leveling up usually is where you have like the biggest jumps. Armor can be pretty good too, though. As far as having like pretty nice stat boosts to things. Damage to injured is always nice. Crit chance going up by 10 is great. Movement speed is nice. We haven't lost any lives, so that part makes me less excited. But I probably will eventually. Probably. Let's go with this one. The insurance of more healing is never a bad thing. But yeah, this is a... So by this point, we've leveled our meta progression to the point where the increase in difficulty for this area is felt, but doesn't feel like crazy. And again, I've been smarter about my build. The last run, I was kind of a dumbass, and I didn't really realize I didn't have any healing until it was too late. So lessons were certainly learned in that case. And this reach is enormous, and the reach and the arc of this thing is enormous. Both those things are incredible. I'm glad that I was able to juice up this axe to be a lot spicier. Spicier and nice-eared. There we go. Still not a ton of the upgrade tokens found. We haven't found any gold ones in a few levels. Probably happens at the end, if I had to guess. But yeah, Soulstone Survivors is a good one, though. Good to know. Who else says that's a good one? Elgasso agrees it's a solid one. Good to know. Always down for suggestions. I think at 2 minutes is when another boss is going to spawn. Boss numero dos. when I was playing Pokemon, would I just sit in the menus and talk for hours on end? Believe it or not, I actually was a pretty quiet kid. I didn't come out of my shell until like basically high school. So I was a shy, quiet little kid. I was an innocent little flower. I definitely did play Pokemon with friends, but really, Elgas, this will not surprise you. It's not so much that I was talkative and I wouldn't get past the menus, and that is what hampered my multiplayer Pokemon experience. It's my aversion to conflict. So I didn't want to do PvP because like, oh, what if I like beat the other person and I made them feel bad? So that was absolutely my prerogative when it came to like being averse to doing PvP or just not having PvP happen very much. It was absolutely me being like, no, but I want to be friends. Is there a co-op mode? Is there co-op multiplayer? There was no co-op multiplayer in Pokemon. Come on. What do you think this is? Co-op in Pokemon? Get the fuck out of here. Get some healing orbs. This will be a bit of a longer fight. The nice thing is that the timer stops when the boss is active. So you won't be in that situation where it's like, oh crap, I've took too long to fight the boss. Well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll resume eventually, but I don't think it does. Because with some of these kinds of games, if you take too long to fight the boss, you get punished by other scary things spawning in the meantime. That happened with, what was that? Like Viking Survivors kind of game that we played. That was a very good one. That would happen in that game where the boss would resume the timer after a bit. And if you didn't kill the boss in time, fast enough, you would very much have a not good time. So yeah, that's another fun one, and I would love to play more of that at some point. Also early access, obviously, but very good game. The guy's name is Zolthok, the Venom Weaver. Cool name. Oh, but Alex, what about Kenshi? A little indie game you've never heard of. Kenshi, I've never heard of that one, Ogaso. Wow. Little known indie gem. You might like it. Look at the spider. The spider's getting naked. Earlier we had skeletons getting naked, but now we have these slutty spiders getting naked in front of us. It's very alluring. Y'all thought Quelaag was the hotness when it comes to spider waifus in video games. You're only ready for this guy, though. This slutty naked spider that's all sexy. Disrobing its carapace in front of us, removing its exoskeleton. Oh, wait, where's my nut button? Here it is. There we go. I heard my... I think I lost a health bar. I was too busy nutting to realize I lost a health bar. It happens. Sometimes the nut takes over and you don't notice you're in the danger zone until it's too late. This fight is taking a lot longer, but for sure the 2-minute timer has remained in place. Damage taken per reduced... Yeah. Damage increase, attack speed increase per life lost. I mean, it's kind of nice. I'll just take this one. Better reach still. So that's kind of nice. I'm able to swing at him from the safety zone, because we weren't actually in his attack radius. So we were able to just kind of chill. The poison was annoying, obviously. Movement speed, chance for rare... Ooh. I think we're nearing the end of the run, so chance for rare items is not quite as relevant, unfortunately. Now it's just a 2-minute... slap fest to the end. Gonna be spawning a lot more bad guys now that I've killed all their bosses, and they're very sad about it. Gotta complete the ritual, that will be all set. There was a bundle deal that had, oh, there was a bundle with this game. That's kind of cool. That is kind of fun, and that happens sometimes. So yeah, we're like an indie developer, where they might not even share the same publisher, but they just work out some kind of deal where it's like, hey man, do you want to do like a 10% discount bundle on Steam? It's like, hell yeah, bro. This is a good game. So yeah, if you find yourself enjoying this kind of thing, this kind of game looks like the kind of thing you'd be into, get some recommendations. It's very fun. What's up, Todd? He says, remember, Alex, those legs go all the way up, and there's 8 of them. Damn, bro. The Spidussy about to make me act unwise. The Shelob Bussy? Is it the Shelob Bussy or the Shelob Bussy? Although, if it's a lady, then she can't have a bussy. I think that's how it works. If Shelob is a lady spider, I think if we're going by biblically accurate bussies, I don't think that would belong to Shelob, unfortunately. I guess we'll do this one. Yeah. Although more charges to dodge wouldn't be a bad idea, necessarily. You know what is a bad idea? Sour cream flavored condoms. That's a bad idea. I mean, flavored condoms might be some people's thing, but usually just go for the obvious, like, you know, fruit flavored ones, like a normal enlightened individual. Nice thing about this kind of last part of the ritual is that they drop a lot more of the upgrade trinkets. The Chuck E. Cheese token, so I can play the little, so I can play more skee ball. I was never any good at skee ball. I was never any good at it, and it didn't generate enough tokens, so it just wasn't enough for me. All right, any last tokens before we're out? Come the fellers, and then jump. Like, we have good attack speed or movement speed, but yeah, just you can't kill the ghosts so far as I can tell. They do have health bars. If they have health bars, they can be killed, but I've yet to see it. New origin, that's kind of cool. To kill those guys. A new ultra has been unlocked. That's exciting. Crit hit chance. I like it. I'll offer up some souls. I'll do 2 ticks of that one. Actually, I have a lot of... Oh, probably because of the attempt we did earlier. The run attempt earlier. Any other altars and no other factions that I can see. Oh, never mind. There's a Thieves Guild. As a thief, do I have the thief? I don't think I have the thief yet. I do have the thief. Looks like that's what we're trying next. Thiefy time is nexty time. Alex, your Lord of the Rings. Well, yeah, she is a lady, right? I mean, was I wrong? Is she not a lady? Because I'm pretty sure she is. Now, granted, I haven't watched the movies in like, let's see. Last time I watched the first movie was 7 years ago. No, 6 years ago. It was 6 years ago when I saw the first movie for the last time. And I haven't watched Two Towers or Return of the King probably in about 12. So I am kind of a fake Lord of the Rings fan, unfortunately. It's not that I don't want to watch them. I'm bad at carving out time for these things. I'm a naughty Nelly. Since we have the thief now, we're going to be using him next. Or her. I'm not going to assume. Let's see what we can level up for the fella. Except I have no idea what they have. I guess... Well, I do know what they have, but I have no way of upgrading them because I haven't used them yet. You have to use them before you can unlock them. Unless they have ranged, they might. Daggers, swords, throwing weapons, dual wielding, piercing strikes. Okay, so they might have the throwing axe one. But it did say dual wielding and it did say throwing weapons. And these guys are throwing weapons. Unless it limits it. It might limit it per class. Entirely possible. Like, there's one... Like, because we haven't seen any of these things. In fact, here we go. Ultra Sword. Yeah, it might be kind of categorized. Well, I say that, actually. They're all kind of together. These are spells, obviously. That's for the Paladin guy. There we go. Throwing Knife. Oh, here we go. I'm looking at the wrong part of the menu. There we go. I'll upgrade this one a couple times. Upgrade that one a couple times. Chance to stun. Good for stunning. So that is good to know. Solar damage. That's the other fella. Fan of Knives. Am I a fan of knives? Eh, they're okay. I guess that's what we're doing. Because these are the only things we can see right now. Well, we can see the other ones. But the only ones we can actually utilize right now. These are clearly the things I'm going to use next time, obviously. Obviously, this is what we're going to be using. Instantly attack a random fella. Generate some energy. The counter throw would legitimately be helpful. I would say either of these. I'll upgrade that one. Upgrade that one. I might upgrade that one a second time too, but we're getting kind of low on the juice. Blade dash sounds cool. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Oh, except I'm 5 fun. I'm 5 fun money short. That's okay. Now, do I attempt another tier 3 fella? That might be unwise. I feel like I should start off relatively small with another 2-tier fight before I get myself into trouble. What ultra do I visit to best benefit the thief? Chance of rare items is always a good time. Everyone benefits from that one. All damage go up. That's great. Crit hit chance is great. Soul attract range. I mean, that was nice. It'll be useful for sure, but Not maybe as exciting as some of the other ones. Let's do 1 for fortune. And then 1 for dammy dams. There we go. And it takes 4 to do another upgrade. So that's as far as we're going. This will be the last one for the night, methinks, my friends. But you're already stunning, Alex. The different kind of stunning. Oh, the game heard me. They really want me to do thieves. We're gonna do some thieves. Is it gonna be lady again? It's been ladies' night a lot for the runs we've been doing. Crit chance go up, movement speed, primal damage. I do like damage to elites, and those are the things that scare me the most. Like we're doing ladies again. We're doing the ladies. Good sandwich, by the way, Will. Hell yeah, man. That's the sheet sandwich, right? Sounds amazing. New two-handed weapons for us. Medium armor might just work. Might just work. Yep, let's do it. Let's do it. Can I, like, look at my person and see what thief does? They are good for medium armor. Good. And if you wanted to, you could zoom in to see how pretty your character is. That is a cool thing where you can, like, get a very detailed view of what you have, your overall power rating, kind of how you are, just in a quick look. That is pretty nifty. Kill the first guy. He gives me the only weapon I can use. Got the stabbies. Now, what's the second thingy? What the second thingy is? I see there's 2 meters. Is there another button I should know? Movement ability, right. Nothing else. Is there something I should be aware of? Game guide, maybe? Maybe just look at my character. Dodge charges +1. It seems like I'm only able to use the one. Unless we have to do something to unlock the second one. Maybe that's what it is. We stunned him, by the way. Don't do a ton of damage, though. Probably keep moving. We do dodge, though. Or maybe that was them dodging us. Maybe it's something like if you dodge into somebody? I didn't see anything special. Level up! Attack speed. Attack speed would be good. Chance to stun. Ooh, boy. That does sound pretty cool. I like them both. Can I have all the above? Can I have one of each, please? Or several of each? Yeah, maybe it'll be clearing up a little bit. It might be tied into one of our other abilities that we'll unlock soon, because we're gonna get another level right now. Fan of knives. I am a fan. It's true. These guys are getting faster. There's our knives. Ooh, look at that big guy. We just jump behind him, slap his ass a little bit. Class mastery. A clastery, if you will. Crit hit chance, dodge charges, movement charge. Oh, dodge charges and movement charges? Sure. And then do I do the... Yes, I'll do that one. And I'll say credit chance. How do I do the movement? Maybe that is separate from the movement ability that I'll get later. Maybe that's what they mean. Bonus health is probably a good idea. Get some booties. Projectile pierce. We don't have projectiles right now, so I'm gonna pretty much not take that one. Our ability, projectile amount. Oh, the throwing knives. Okay, never mind. Never mind. All right, so I might consider those. Introduced. Oh, except we don't have any healing from the souls right now. Yeah, I'll take that one. All right, so never mind. So I was a filthy liar when I said no more projectiles. I think there is a throwing daggers projectile primary weapon we could spec into. We didn't have that at the start, so I'm sticking with what we have right now. We've seen it. We just don't have access to it. We haven't unlocked it yet. We'll probably get it when we beat the next mission, which might just be this one. If all goes according to plan. Chance to stun. Yes. I definitely want more attack speed. Eventually. But yeah, the idea of stun locking dudes sounds very satisfying. A good time for me and a bad time for the bad guys. Which is the whole point. We do have a dodge chance, by the way. That's something I definitely would like to... Actually, let me take a look. Does it say a dodge chance? Kind of curious. There's a defense, damage, dodge chance. Oh, that's what dodge is. Yeah, I see it now. Okay. It happens automatically, takes a while to recharge. That's how dodge works. Okay, now I feel better. And that answers 2 questions. What's the thing do, and what does the dodge mean? I'm getting all the answers to every question in the goddamn world. Let's do the quick strike. I think. Yeah, let's do that one. Now, it's only for dudes that are in range, obviously. But since we primarily have a melee weapon as our standard weapon... Look at that. Oh, stunned him real good. It's good to know that elite bad guys are not immune to stun. It seems like in games like this, or just like roguelites, or just role-playing games in general. And role-playing games, it seems like the... yeah, more projectiles, please. Seems like elite enemies and bosses are just conveniently immune to things like stun or paralyze, or just highly resistant to certain status effects that you might build your entire character off of. So the idea of like everything is cool until the final boss and then they fucking stomp me because they're just ignore what I have is a very unsatisfying situation. Big attack damage. Rare items is tempting. But bonus health? Damn, yeah, I gotta go with this one. And it, you know, again, you know, given that we're playing as a lady character, we got not a lot of support, so to speak. So the fact that it's like a chainmail bra or chainmail bikini is, I guess, better than nothing. Attack reach would be helpful. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, Alex, well, I mean, yes, you know, generous jiggle physics and chainmail bras is great, but I need this game to be hornier. I've got good news. If you wanted to, there is a nudity option if you wanted to. It's disabled by default. I have left it off, but if you're thinking to yourself, Alex, this game looks cool, but if it's not horny enough for me, it's literally unplayable. The good news is that there's a little bit more horns in it if that would tickle your pickle. Projectile pierce and resistance to piercing chance. I want attack speed. I keep teasing attack speed. And now I want it because we got a fast attack. And more attack means more buildup of our specials, and more special means more knives getting thrown. More knives means more like clearing of big hordes of dudes. Love it. Ouch. Yeah, in JRPGs that can happen, yeah. It happens in some like roguelites of the sorts. Yeah, it's definitely a thing that I've seen with other games, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there were some JRPGs that, like, yeah, suddenly the big bad just kind of shrugs away at this status effect that you've kind of like, you know, built a lot of your like characters around. What was that game I played last year at the end of the year? Project Tower. That game was like a very interesting and kind of a cool little game, but it fell apart at the very, very end. And one of the ways in which it fell apart, yeah, probably the dodge, is that, I mean, the ham-fisted stealth sequences were annoying, but the thing that really, really fucked me and just made me kind of want to not even try to grind out the boss battle, the final boss, is that for the entirety of that game, you have a really cool, oh yeah, I'm gonna get behind him and slap his ass. Yo, get stunned, idiot. Stun lock, get fucked, idiot. Yeah, man. So, throughout the first, like, 95% of that game, you have a ground dodge and an air dodge move that both have, like, about the same cooldown, but are very, very useful in different kind of circumstances. And it's great. And everybody loves it. Everyone's having a great time with it. But the final boss, you have a different weapon set, and that weapon set excludes an air dodge. And the final boss throws a lot of flying projectiles at you, and you definitely want to air dodge them. But nope, you can't air dodge. Sorry, we know you've trained yourself on using these mechanics, and we're just gonna take them away arbitrarily at the end. I was so fucking done, and my enthusiasm for the game was waning. So when I saw that, I was like, honestly, I'm not feeling it anymore. So That kind of just killed it for me. Chance to do burning. Or no, damage to burning. Well, that's not helpful for me right now, unfortunately. That'd be good for the hunter lady. Let's do this one. What's a weird noise? What's that little... Oh, it's new, the new dude spawning, I think. Not the nude dudes. I mean, it could be them too. Maybe later. If things go well. Ouch. Oh, got some of that healing, please. These guys are a little bit juicier and a little bit more far-reaching. Oh, your boy got stunned. He's feeling really silly about it, as he should. Got that dodge, though. There we go. Twin daggers aren't doing as much as I would hope that they would by this point, because these guys, I'm trying to be careful. I did get pretty close to losing a health bar there. I have more dodges now, so I can be a little bit close to the spicy zone, but not too close. Not too close to the spicy zone. I don't want the spice to completely slap my titties. Blade dash, yeah, that sounds fun. So an interesting combination of ranged and melee. Look at this fancy fella. And more healing, that feels good. Oh yeah, I like that. Love that for us. Ouch, until that happened. This guy's mean. Can I get behind him and stun his ass? You best believe your sweet titties. Except I lost more health bars, so now I'm sad. Oh, the fellas, I gotta hit these guys. Oh, except they're too healthy. They're very healthy, yeah. Okay, I can't quite get them. Oh god, I'm losing my bones. Or my skin, same thing. Oh my god, these guys fucking ripped the face right off my face. I'm just a skeleton man now. Skeleton lady. I really wanted the caravan, but it was too fucking late for me. That is brutal. So now I'm just a skeleton creature. And I'm still going, but oof, it's rough. Oh, I wanted the healing. Yeah, that healing right there. Level up. More dodge. Let's get movement speed. Blade dash does refill. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Good to know. So I can very much capitalize on that. Thank you for pointing that out, Ogaso. That way I can get myself in the danger zone a little bit. A little bit of danger. Good thing I took 3 of these things. You could really, like, make that extremely exploitable. More armor for me. Well, I am mostly a skeleton, but there's still stuff I would like to protect. More healing probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Reduced bleed rate would also be helpful, because we are bleeding a lot with all this health loss. We've only had the one boss battle. It's a shame. I kept thinking, like, well, if I can just take down one of those caravan guys, we'll get some good drops, but it was not worth it. It's not worth. There we go. We're getting the heals, though. And we're slowly working it back. Yeah, the projectile guys were the ones that really fucked me. And not the good kind. Not the good kind of getting fucked. Retribution. Spirit of Vengeance? Are you a... Oh, that is a boss. Okay, looks like he just kind of spawned amongst the dudes. He's like popping off the little projectile fellas. Can I stun you? Ouch. I'm more skeleton than man. Than woman. I got something. Attack speed. Chance to stun might just save me here. Like that. Oh my god. It's like he heard my plight. His projectiles are still scary. We fucked him real good. There we go. That was the key. That was the key, man. More all damage or instant attack chance. I think the all damage is probably a little bit nicer. Healing souls might be nice too. I'm feeling frisky. Chained targets. What's that mean, I wonder? That sounds cool. You know what? Block chance is gonna work. Dodge and block together, that might just work for us. And I keep it together with this 1 health bar. Actually, technically 2 health bars that I have left. 1 skeleton is all it takes, baby. And all I have to do is survive. We're no longer having to, like, kill dude. I mean, killing dudes is good, but we don't necessarily have to focus on attacking bosses. Now it's just a survival aspect. A minute and a half. That goes by super quick, right? That'll be a quickie. You get Wagasa pointing out that that really cool dash attack refills your dodges, which is really nifty. Maybe not entirely like it, but still, it's quite nice. Quite nice. I learned my lesson with ignoring the range, guys. That was a foolish choice. Foolish notion. I like to tell myself I'm unlocking the power of the thief build. Get that level, baby. Projectile piercing, attack speed. My movement speed's pretty good. Let's do more attack speed. Flying a little close to the sun here, but I think danger may or may not be kind of how it works with this build. Okay, that was a little bit more damage. That was some danger, all right. I'm going to take care of these guys, because these projectile fellas are harshing the vibe big time. I get some healing, please. A little bit of healing would go a long way towards my overall survival. There we go, there's a little bit. It's probably the most engaging of the builds, of the classes at least. Certainly with this kind of dodge mechanic. I'm liking it a lot. It's like a little bit more involved. Not, which is good or bad, depending on, you know, how you feel about it, but I'm liking it more than I'm disliking it. Take me, Ghost Fam. Successful run. We'll take it, man. We'll take it. Yeah, nice little change, which is good. Because you got the basics. You got melee guy, you got range lady, or guy or lady. You know, they can be either or, but you got range person, you got melee person, with a little bit of variation in between, but now you have, like, melee range with, like, cool, who's, like, kind of squishy, not overly heavy and not overly, like, defensy, but very nimble, and that works well with this dodge mechanic. Oh, my mistake. You were referring to a refreshing change from my bad. I forgot to unmute the game this whole time. I thought you were referring to the character class being refreshing. No, no audio. Was it a bit too loud this whole time? I certainly could have lowered it, obviously, but by the way, these would be the Oath dudes, Oath Keeper dudes, which I'm guessing are basically like paladins. So we might have those available to us next. We do have those available to us next. Some more classes. Oh man, it's a beautiful thing. However, it is quite late. It is quite late, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up here. But this game is very fun. Sorry for the lack of audio at the last bit there. I probably hadn't noticed it for like half an hour or so. But I appreciate folks popping in case you're wondering why I was so awkwardly quiet. Awkward silence. Oh gosh. Somebody say something. Say something in this awkward silence. It's so weird. But thank you for popping in, guys. Thank you again we had a lot of raids, my goodness. We had Death Topping with the raid, we had Floppy Fawn, we had C. Dudson. So thank you, friends, for the raids. Thank you to Whale and to Shake for guiding the raids to me, for forcing your friends to raid me against your will. Thank you. Thank you for that. It's very generous of you. Raids are always a great way for me, selfishly, to meet new streamers, and it's cool. And I'd like to thank, hopefully, for some cross-pollination of communities, like I was saying earlier, where I get to check out their content, and hopefully the viewers here consider following people like Floppy and Death Topping and Dudson if you haven't already. And hopefully vice versa. You know, everybody kind of wins, everyone kind of benefits from it, which is, in my book, is really how it should be. As far as tomorrow goes, I think I should be able to stream tomorrow. We'll kind of see, though. We'll play it by ear. And if I'm able to stream tomorrow, we'll do more Drop Duchy, because I would like to do one more session of that game before the campaign, the Dare Drop campaign for that game ends. So very soon we'll be checking that one out. Either tomorrow or Wednesday, but I would say tomorrow is most likely. And let's find a raid target. Let's find a raid target, man. Good stuff. That's good stuff. If you were to stream later, yes, absolutely, yeah. When it comes to other raid targets, yeah, whenever somebody raids, it's a nice time to be like, oh shit, yeah, no, I can follow them and try to raid them, kind of return the favor. There's definitely people I want to raid, such as Whale and Dudson and Fauna and Death Topping for sure. All the above. Dudson is tricky because he usually goes to bed at like more normal hours than I do. So it is hard for me to rate into him when he's, you know, more on a more responsible schedule than I am. Of course, he is a time traveler. I think he's an hour ahead, but still, only 1 hour. And I went 2 hours later than 2 hours longer, just general time-wise than he did. So, I respect the fact that he's you know, better about these things than I am. I tend to stay up too late, like a degenerate weirdo. He says, "Did I get flashbanged? I am very pale. I am very pale, so that my paleness might have something to do with it potentially." Anybody playing this game right now? Streaming this game even? There is not. Every once in a while, we'll find somebody streaming the same game, but I tend to play some kind of oddball game, so just kind of how it goes. There are many people streaming right now, though. Many cool people. And I have my pick of the litter right now. Voxiv's is doing some Night Rain right now. What time is it right now? I don't know if I actually have time for Night Rain. I probably should get my ass to bed pretty soon here. I have been going later than I really ought to have been in recent weeks, so I probably should maybe not indulge my goblin tendencies to want to stay up later and play more video games off stream. I probably should be a good boy, even though I don't want to be a good boy, but I probably should be good. So I'm gonna say we either raid Riarne or we raid Voxivs, who's doing some Night Rain. You know what? I think we are gonna raid Riarne because she is playing the game I'm streaming tomorrow. Because I think that's what we're gonna be doing. I think we're gonna be playing this game tomorrow. She is, I think, primarily a Portuguese streamer, but she does speak English very well. She has a bit of an accent, but it's really easy to understand her. And she plays a lot of the same games I play, which is great. So there's definitely this overlap in things that I enjoy, which is fun. And she's playing Drop Dutchie. We're gonna be playing this game tomorrow. Perfect opportunity for me to watch and learn from the pro. I'm sure she's probably. It wouldn't shock me if she does better with this game than I have. For one thing, I think she's played it and streamed it a lot more. So it will legitimately be an opportunity for me to learn, watch and learn. And that's right. Well, yeah. So I'm thinking probably on Thursday, I'm going to see if we can get a group together for some Deep Rock Galactic. I know Whale is down for some Deep Rock Galactic. I'm going to see if I can maybe reach out to a couple other streamer buddies to see if I could scrounge together a 4-player stack for that one, potentially. Yeah, I think that sounds fun. I think we could do some DRG, have a good old time then. That'll be good. Stop trying to make Kenshi a thing. The reason Elgaso wants to make Kenshi a thing is because he knows I would love it. And I know I would love it too. It is not a resistance from thinking I wouldn't enjoy myself. I know I would. I know I would. Elgaso knows my taste sometimes better than I do. So I trust this man. I trust this man with my life. Yes. Yeah, making fetch a thing. Yeah, now that's one thing I do. That's one reference I do pick up on. Gracie showed me Mean Girls for the first time a couple years ago. A movie everyone ought to watch for sure. It's a good one. All right, guys and gals. Socials link is in the chat. It has all of my stuff. Social media. It's got the usual stuff there. We're going to be doing some giveaways. Probably not this weekend or this Friday, but probably next Friday. In fact, I probably won't be streaming this Friday. I'll have Dungeons and Dragons. Well, technically Cyberpunk Red, but I'll have Tabletop RPG Night this Friday. Unless it gets rescheduled, which it could, obviously, but the plan is to play games with the IRL boys on Friday. So yeah, probably no giveaways this Friday. Probably next Friday we'll be doing some giveaways. And whenever I do giveaways, it is always through the Discord server. So if you would like to join the Discord server to partake in future raffles, make sure you do so. The link to join the Discord server is in that socials page. And don't hesitate to follow me on, Instagram and Blue Sky and fucking, Twitter and all the other places. We got all the places. We got the YouTube channels as well that I maintain. I have the primary channel as well as the secondary channel. Primary one is for one thing, I multi-stream to it. It has some older videos that I have edited together, and it is also where I have like highlight reels and shorts that I upload. And then the secondary channel, that is a stream archive. So just has my older streams. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. That being said, friends, raid into Riarne begins. I apologize. I probably am mispronouncing her screen name. You'll see the name and you will have the same thing I do. You're like, well, I'm not sure how Portuguese speakers would pronounce it, but I know how I would say it as an English speaker rather. So I do my darndest, but she's very patient, which I appreciate. I do my darndest to do good with pronunciations of things. We're going to raid into her. She's doing some Drop Dutchie now. We'll see you guys there. Everyone have a great night. Thank you again to Whale for getting the raid from Death Topping. Thank you again to Shake for getting the raid from Floppy Fawn. And, of course, Floppy Fawn and Death Topping. Thank you for your raids. Dudson, thank you as well, bud. see you guys around. I should be back tomorrow. If there's any deviations to the schedule, I'll make sure to post in the Discord server. Discord server, of course, is where I post my schedule each week, including this week's schedule. Although, like I said, I'll have to modify a couple things because I know I will not be able to stream Friday, most likely at least. All right, you guys and gals, take care. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you around. Bye-bye.